This episode of Liquor and Literature discusses a book that deals with themes that may not be suitable for children, including racism and homophobia. Also, cuss words are a part of our regular vocabulary and drinks will be had, so keep that in mind if you're sensitive to liquor to loudmouths. Welcome to Liquor and Literature. We are a podcast, a book club, and a happy hour. My name is Lauren.
I'm Amber. I'm Sam.
So, if you haven't been here before, we are basically a, podcast that talks about books. Each month we pick a book to talk about, and we, have a drink pairing that goes with it. We have a food pairing. We have an author background. We also have a media adaptation. And since we're talking about book, there are going to be spoilers. So just a heads up, if you want to know more about the book ahead of time, then read it ahead of time and then jump on and listen later. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor Literature Podcast, where you could find all the posts leading up to the episode, because we only post the episode at the end of the month. So if you want to be really prepared, like Sam is with her burps, then you will follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
I felt like it was way too silent and I could feel like it was going on.
I was just going through all the motions of like, okay, don't forget this, don't forget that, don't forget this.
Lauren's so good to us. She does all the things because I know my ass couldn't remember it.
I also had a brain fart. I was like, what are we doing again? All right.
Where am I? Who am I?
What am I? All right, well,
that's the real question.
Exactly. What is life?
Non-existent.
We will not find that out today.
Mm-mm.
Today, this episode was Amber's pick. Amber, what did you pick?
I picked Lawn Boy by Jonathan Evison. And I picked this because because I was really pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little situation here, and there was, in our school, one of the people decided they wanted to pull this off the shelves, and me being me, I read that and 5 other books in 1 week in a fucking rage, and then told them why they absolutely shouldn't take any of those books off the shelves. But I really, out of the books that I read, this was the one that stuck with me most, and I liked it the best.
Mm-hmm.
They all were good books, but Lawn Boy was my favorite. It just was like very relatable in a lot of ways, and very hopeful in other ways. I don't know. I really liked it. It really stuck with me. So
Yeah, and there's no reason for this to be banned.
oh,
No.
absolutely,
Like,
not.
absolutely not. This is a very tame book, especially for our standards of book picking.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
this
can
is a very
guarantee
carefree
you,
book.
We were all like, this was refreshing.
Yeah. Well, and I never heard of this author before, so
Mm-mm.
it was a new book for me.
This was so funny because I did not know that he wrote. So one of my favorite movies is The Fundamentals of Caring,
Mm-hmm.
which has Paul Rudd in it and is a really good movie. If you've never seen it, I definitely fucking recommend it. But I did not know that he wrote the book that was based off of, which is The Revised Fundamentals of Caregiving. And so when I found that out, I was just like, oh, I didn't even know it was a book that movie was based on, but that makes sense. And now I'm really excited because that's another book that's on my to-be-read list.
All right, Sam, do you want to kick us off with the drink pairing?
Yes. This one is going to be called The Flea Market Bargain. Amber just named it because I'm terrible at naming them. And I just knew it wanted flea market and didn't know what else. Okay.
It's a team effort.
Yep. So we had a special treat given to us by Ellen, Lauren's sister, and our biggest supporter.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us a bottle of Greenhouse watermelon
Gave you.
vodka. Well, I mean,
Specifically.
me, but all of us.
We are all reaping the benefits of it.
It's lovely.
Yes.
Greenhouse watermelon vodka. So let's talk a little bit about Greenhouse, and then we'll also talk about the other parts of the drink, and then we'll get to the recipe. So Greenhouse watermelon vodka is made by Greenhouse Spirits, and it is a company underneath Gulf Coast Distillers, and they are out of Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They make certified organic and gluten-free corn vodka, and then they also make gin.
Ew.
Yes, those are the only 2 things that I could find that they make. The vodka, they have like just a plain vodka, cucumber mint, peach orange blossom, and grapefruit rose as well.
Ooh, peach orange blossom sounds
That
lovely.
sounds good. Yeah.
So I think all those flavors are the same ones that Kettle One has, but like I'm also for supporting smaller businesses. So she brought it up from Texas for us. And then the gin flavors are like an original, regular, like juniper berry
Juniper.
gin, a pepper gin, and an artisanal, which is more fruit and floral based. The labels are very cute because I was like, okay, I would have bought this probably just for the bottle because it's so cute. But
Yeah, that's one I would save. Like it's kind of, it's
I'm
kind of
going
attractive.
to. So then we also have a ancho raised chili liqueur as one of our main ingredients as well. And they are out of Puebla, Mexico. And I believe Puebla is like a province, I guess.
Oh.
So their process is really kind of cool, which is why I wanted to tap on it. But they make this liqueur as an homage to, I guess, the poor peoples of the country. They like, and just like honestly, a lot of people's ancestors, you know,
The working class.
yeah. They would make their own liquor and stuff like that. So they made this homemade liqueur called Mujunjes. And I hope I said that right. I made Google tell me how to say it because
The robotic female voice.
I don't know Spanish. I'm sorry.
I actually have to ask Google to pronounce a lot of words for me, being in the medical field. So, and they're usually pretty spot on. So,
yeah. So it's also could be Mujunjes. I guess they're kind of interchangeable, but that means basically a concoction or potion, if you will, of random herbs and spices and things. And so think of it as like an herbal liqueur that you would get from Europe, but since it's from Mexico, it's like chili based and spice based.
Yeah,
so that's kind of neat. But they grow their chilies, which are poblanos.
ooh.
So all their chilies are poblanos.
Yum. And that's not that hot of a pepper.
No.
I mean, compared on the Richter scale
on
of
the
peppers,
Richter scale
they're
of
not
peppers.
that hot.
Scoville.
Yeah.
Unit
The Richter
scale.
Yeah, the Scoville unit. I'm making
The
my
Richter
own
scale.
definitions.
I know.
I know what you mean.
The earthquake.
I feel like poblanos are pretty mild, honestly.
They
Yeah.
are, but they are not.
Like stuffed
Oh
poblano
wait, no.
peppers.
Never mind.
That's what chili rellenos
I-
like is a poblano.
I'm thinking of habanero.
So they grow their poblanos and they take 9 months to harvest. Once they harvest, which they do by hand,
Wow.
then the fields rest for 3 years.
Whoa,
So
3 years.
yeah, so
Dang,
then-
that's a long rest.
they have to have multiple fields because it
Yeah.
just wouldn't be
That's
plausible.
a lot.
Which is actually one of the best
It's
practices.
a pretty big pepper too.
Yeah. Yeah, they can get like this big.
Yeah.
So that you just like alternate your fields every few
which is what
years, which is a
farmers
good practice.
should
Yeah.
do, because your soil does wear out.
Well, that's why we had the Dust Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yeah. After the chilies are harvested, they are sun dried for 15 to 20 days. And then since they're the ripe chilies, they're red, right? And so they scissor slice them by hand again. And then they
That's wild.
That's so like
So
satisfying.
many peppers.
That's a lot of peppers.
they
then
wear
they-
gloves, right?
I would hope so.
Don't
Don't touch anything afterwards. Especially your eyes or your privates.
I've made
Yeah.
some mistakes in my life.
Me
I
too.
have too.
Context.
Me too.
Yeah.
That mistake. I thought I was dying.
Yep.
I went pee once.
Oh, Sam.
I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
I've heard horror stories of people having like Buffalo Wild Wing, like
yeah.
hot lips, and then they go down on the girlfriend or something, and it's like, oh
Get out of here. This is not warming. This is fire.
my god. Yeah, I don't want my coochie to be at that hot.
Yes.
That's a little too hot.
Oh me, oh my.
After they slice each pepper by hand, they go into a vat and they macerate in neutral cane spirit. So just like sugar, fermented sugar, just like, I don't know. It's not, I guess maybe kind of like a rum, but without
Because
without
rum
all
has
the
a lot of
spices and
sugar.
stuff. But it's like a cane spirit.
Uh-huh.
So maybe, I don't know.
Oh.
Until it just said a neutral cane.
We don't know the
spirit.
science behind it. We're not chemists.
So it sits in that vat, macerating or breaking down into deliciousness for half a year, and then they hand blend them, and then they put them in they rest it a little bit longer, bottle it, and they put the bottles labels on by hand as well.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of fucking work. Good for them.
So,
a lot of care.
I've never heard of this spirit before.
So I've heard of it, but this is the first time I've ever had it and I've ever worked with it, so it was kind of fun.
This is a tender loving care kind of a company. I like that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of our Mexican companies that I've chose their liquors and stuff for have been like that, very hands-on, which I love.
And I've actually seen that tequila
La Granita
more and more, like since it might be like once you buy a car you see that car everywhere, but I've been seeing it more, which is pretty cool.
I've seen it here in town.
Yes, exactly.
Finally. Yeah. I was like,
at the good liquor store we have in town.
Yes. So those are the two main spirits. I know I don't always talk about some of them, but like I like the little bit more random ones that you come across.
I like the random ones too because I feel like I learn a lot during your section, Sam. I'm always asking all the questions.
Oh, it's fine because you know what, I learn too. Okay, so to make this drink, you're gonna need to make this drink, you're gonna need 1.5 ounces of greenhouse watermelon vodka. Now you can get it online if it's not local to you, or you could try a different variety. I believe that like Pinnacle has one, Absolute has one, Smirnoff has one. Now I know Smirnoff's is going to be a lot sweeter than this one.
Yeah, not as best of the qualities as the other ones probably.
Yeah, because like Greenhouse doesn't have any added flavors or sugars or anything, so it's all completely organic. So it's like the natural watermelon flavor, so it's not very strong and it's not fake tasting.
Yeah.
Where I know like the Smirnoff watermelon tastes more like watermelon schnapps.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 1.5 ounces of greenhouse watermelon vodka, 1 ounce of Ancho Reyes Chile liqueur, the brown, not the verde, 1/2 ounce of Madahava light agave syrup, or just any light agave syrup, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and you're going to take an orange and you're going to slice it in half. First thing you do is after you've sliced that orange in half, put it into a glass and muddle that shit.
A glass big enough for an orange half.
Yeah. Yeah, just smush the shit out of it.
The ones you see at those fancy bars, whatever you call those.
Yeah, like the stirring glasses. I can't remember what they're called.
They look like they look like glasses that would be in like old timey.
A beaker.
Yeah, like a beaker or like an old timey like pharmacy thing.
Yes. Yeah, I honestly, my brain is saying, you should know this, and I don't know the word for it right now.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, so into a large enough glass that you can muddle the shit out of it, get all the juice out of it.
Muddle that shit out.
Yes. If you don't have overly juicy oranges, you can take it, put your palm against it on the table and roll that sucker back and forth. It'll work the juice up.
I've also heard if you microwave, well, at least with limes, if you microwave it for 30 seconds, it works the juices too. But I've only heard one person do that, so I don't know if it actually works. But I was like, interesting.
I wonder if that would also help like with the oils, bring the oils. And
maybe. Yeah, and 30 minutes would be a lot. 30 seconds.
That thing would be like,
would make it too warm,
you would hear microwave.
You would have
be
fucked
very
up your microwave.
Well, maybe not. It might have helped clean it. Maybe
it'll be very citrusy smelling.
Acidic and citrus.
Of all the things to explode in your microwave, that's probably not the worst.
Yeah. Okay, so you muddled the orange. You're going to strain that into your shaker. The shaker is just filled with ice already, right? Because we know that, right? Mm-hmm. Fill it with ice.
That's usually what you do.
Yeah, usually. Yeah. Unless you're gonna do egg whites.
Yeah.
We don't. No egg whites in here though. So fill it with
that would be
ice. Strain your orange juice into it. Get all that pulp and stuff out. Then you're gonna add the rest of the ingredients to the shaker, and you're gonna shake that motherfucker until it is freezing.
You were shaking a lot. I was like,
my hands were like very cold and
very
starting to stick.
Shaking.
And
yeah.
if I pushed the shaker against my chest to open it, it would stick to my shirt. So you want it very, very cold. You're going to garnish your rocks glass with some salt and tahini seasoning mixed together, and you'll just take your orange and then run it along the rim, and then roll it in the salt and tahini mix. And then you're gonna pop the top off of it and use a hawthorn strainer and strain that into your glass. You can add a dried orange or an orange slice or whatever. I had a freeze dried or whatever
It looked
blood
very
orange.
pretty.
And yeah, there's your drink.
I approve of the drink.
It was really good.
It was good. We all liked it.
I was surprised Amber liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
Had so many layers of flavors. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't
It was
too sweet. It wasn't too the poblano thing wasn't too spicy.
yeah.
But it had a hint of spice.
Mhm.
It wasn't too sweet.
It was like
it was a good balance of things. Sam did good.
yeah,
And it's not something that you would normally find at a restaurant or anything. Like
No.
I like the drinks that are weird.
So I
Yeah.
They're
liked
my
it.
favorite. Even
like
if
to
they
try the
like
weird ones,
taste
too.
like I wouldn't drink more than one. Those are my favorite of yours. Is whenever it's like I never would have thought of this. I've
Yeah.
never heard of this liquor or anything. I love it. Okay, so what would be our non-alcoholic version of this?
So, luckily I was able to find a substitute for the ancho rays. It's going to be a syrup that you're going to have to make yourself. And honestly, instead of doing like an NA vodka, you could probably get that like watermelon water. Or watermelon juice. There's like some that are like actual straight like watermelon juice in a bottle.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
No, don't do that. That doesn't taste good.
Oh.
Oh.
We're like, oh.
It tastes to me. It tastes closer to what like the rind tastes like.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, watermelon, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't have quite the flavor that you
Honestly,
expect once it's
though-
not when you're not eating it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the thing about watermelon that gives it so much watermelon-iness is definitely the texture plus the flavor.
Yeah.
Of the
So
juice.
it's like not sweet. So you could do watermelon juice drink. That's not too overly sweet. And I would do like the 1.5 ounces of that. Everything else is going to be the same except for the ancho rays, the core, because the agave, the lemon juice, and orange, obviously that's all going to stay the same. So for the ancho rays, you can do a non-alcoholic syrup and probably do like a 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce depending on how spicy it is. But to make that syrup, it's going to be a cup of water, a cup of demerara or brown sugar, if you got that, because demerara is just basically large crystallized like sugar in the raw kind of type stuff.
Yeah, I'd heard of it, but I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, it has more molasses in it than normal sugar.
Nice.
So 1 to 2 dried ancho chilies, stemmed and seeded. You can get those at most like Spanish mercados and in some places with great like herb and cooking sections.
Mm-hmm.
A cinnamon stick, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ancho chili powder, which if you have the chilies already, you can grind it up in a grinder.
Mhm.
Boom, done. So then you'll combine the water, the sugar, the dried chilies, and the cinnamon stick in a small saucepan. You're going to simmer on medium heat, and you're going to keep stirring until the sugar's dissolved. And then you're going to reduce the heat to low, cover it, and simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. And that's going to blend all those nice herbs and spices together.
Ew.
Then you'll remove from the heat and stir in the vanilla extract. And I think that's just so it doesn't get like burnt. So you'll stir that in, and then you'll just cool it and strain into a bottle. And you can put it in your fridge.
Lovely.
Yes. And that's, I mean, it should taste pretty damn similar. If you want to leave the watermelon juice out, that's fine too.
Okay. Yeah, do what you want to do.
The orange and lemon, the orange and lemon they kind of take over the watermelon anyway. So
A lot of fresh ingredients in that mocktail.
yes.
Sounds lovely. All right, Amber, do you want to kick off the author background? I know nothing about this man.
I think he's one of those like.
Give us the tea.
Yes.
I think he's one that doesn't spill a lot of tea.
Yes, we've had a few of those, which good for you on your privacy.
Honestly,
Probably
though,
for the
he
best.
kind of sounds like sassy, which I love.
Okay.
Okay, so he was born September 27th, 1968 in San Jose, California. His parents were Jessie, his mom. and
Jesse's girl.
Jessie, that's a good karaoke
Jessie
song.
was the girl.
Yeah.
In this
Jessie
case.
is the girl. She's the mom.
And then his dad, who is never mentioned like by name, he was in the Navy. Yeah, different, right?
Yeah.
It's like she was the wife of somebody, and you're like,
Cool.
she was also a fucking
Give
woman.
us her
Yeah.
identity.
She has
Yeah.
her own personality. She's an individual.
Yep. And I tried to find his dad's name, and I couldn't fucking find it. And I was like, it maybe sounds like he wasn't around. So he was the youngest of 5 children, and he had untreated ADHD as a child. Which
Hey.
none of us know what that's like at this table.
What is that?
I think fucking every single one of us knows. His sister passed away at the age of 16 in a car accident.
That's unfortunate.
Mhm. He credits his 3rd grade teacher more than once, Fran Hanford, for helping him explore writing.
No.
His parents divorced. Doesn't say when. He graduated from Bainbridge High School in 1986 and moved back to California to take care of his agoraphobic grandmother.
Oh.
Agoraphobic, that's what?
You're
Fear
afraid
of, like,
open spaces.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's basically
she's
like
kinda
almost
a
afraid of
hermit,
going
like,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a hard life.
He was nominated by the American Book Association as Most Engaging Author in 2009 and 2011. In Leander, Texas in 2021, at a school board meeting, a parent protested the inclusion of Lawn Boy in the Leander School District library system for their depraved content. Mm-hmm.
The eye rolls are strong right now.
Yeah.
Yes. The books were pulled from the shelves and a police investigation ensued.
What?
Yes.
The
fuck? Yeah. A similar situation occurred in Fairfax, Virginia. And Republican gubernatorial candidate Glenn Youngkin cited Lawn Boy in a political advertisement claiming they were books that included pedophilia.
What a goober.
Gubernatorial. Yes.
What a goober.
He actually received death threats toward him and his family over this.
Wow.
Okay, whoever's
This is-
sending him death threats,
Yeah.
go fuck a tree.
You're
because,
part of
like,
the problem.
honestly, get over it. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Go fuck a tree.
Actually, his
Start
response
using
to this cracks me the fuck up.
that. Did he
I'm
say
like,
go fuck
yes.
a tree?
How did you not know? How did you know, Sam? Did you read this? No, I'm kidding. He did not say go fuck a tree, but that would have
Actually,
been...
don't fuck a tree. A tree's way better than what you
Yeah.
should fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a splinter for your dumbass. Evision made a statement. Contrary to allegations circulating on book...
on book. On book.
Contrary.
On
Fuck
libre.
ass. Let me read it back. Sorry. Evision made a statement. Contrary to allegations circulating online, the book does not describe or contain pedophilia. The scene people seem to be upset about involves an adult man recalling a sexual encounter he had with another 4th grader when he was in 4th grade. If I had a statement, it would be read the book or sit down, which I love. So, this is really cute. So in 2025, he released The Heart of Winter as a gift for his mom. And he told her, I'm writing you the love story I wished you would have had.
Aww.
Isn't that the sweetest thing?
I want to read that one.
I do too.
Write me a love story, sir.
Yeah.
Also, this one's really sad. I think he's a really good human, and it makes me sad because this is another thing he did. So one of his brothers, Davy, died by suicide,
No.
and he turned in a manuscript titled My Good Side as an attempt to give Davy a happier alternative reality.
Aww.
That
Okay.
is so fucking sweet and
Heart-wrenching.
yes.
Well, and also pretty therapeutic too for him.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Probably.
You know,
I would hope
like,
so.
Oh,
aw.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes me want to read more of his books.
Same.
I think I already did kind of want to. I mean, because I enjoyed this, but I think just reading or
Yeah.
listening to this, I want to.
I want to support him
Read
more
more.
in his endeavors
Yes,
because that
definitely.
sounds so fucking sweet and just like
human.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like what a
Empath.
human thing to do.
Yeah.
and I wish we had more of that
Yes.
happening in
Exactly.
our world right now.
Dang.
Also, if you watch the movie, The Fundamentals of Caring.
So
it's
that's crazy, though. He had a sister that died in a car accident, and
At
his
16.
brother died of suicide.
Yeah, he died by suicide. I think his brother was much older when that happened.
But still,
Not that it matters.
That's a lot of trauma.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of
loss.
trauma.
How many siblings?
5.
5. Okay.
So he's of the 4 siblings he has, he's lost half of them
Wow.
already.
Which is hard.
And he's
Yeah, it's
probably
pretty
like a little older than us. I feel like he's not that old.
He was born in 68, so
Oh.
he's 20 years older than
Yeah.
us.
Oh, he aged well.
Yes.
His picture on the back, he does not look that old.
I mean, sometimes these pictures are old
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, like,
He's in his what?
he's a good-looking dude in that picture.
Yeah, his little top hat thing.
I
wouldn't
mean,
say
he's
no.
20 years older than me, so
Fedora.
he's 57.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 I get it.
That's not old.
Hey man,
compared-
there's some good-looking 50-year-olds
we
out
get
there.
we getting old out there.
I've seen some older gentlemen that I'm like, wow.
I
And then
know.
I'm like, oh, wow, you're a lot older than I thought that you were. But
And then there's some
Good for
people
you.
that are younger than me, and I'm like, wow,
Oh,
that's
ragged.
some rough
Yes.
shit.
it's like, what did
Yeah.
you do?
You have
Yes.
lived a life.
Lived a life.
And I don't want to be part of that life.
No. Education. So he went to a community college, the College of San Mateo, but he never actually completed a degree. His wife is Lauren, not you.
Hey!
They have 3 school-aged children, and Evison's mother, Jessie, lives with them.
Oh.
Yeah, so he takes care of his mama.
That's like
sweet.
super, like, I don't know what his background is, but it's a very Spanish,
I feel like
Mexican
he
kind of thing to do.
probably has
I-
Spanish background, maybe.
I don't know. I do
Hmm.
not know the answer to that.
From his pictures.
But
he
here's
kinda
some
looks like
really
he would.
fucking cool shit that you're about to learn about him that you're all going to be like, fucking what? This guy's wild. Like, the
I
things
love it.
that I've learned about him, I'm just like, what? He, in his career, has been a landscaper, lawn boy, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yep. Caregiver, warehouse worker, drive time radio host, a
What?
leader of a punk rock band called the March of Crimes.
What?
Other members
Her?
of this group went on to start fucking Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
God.
Yeah.
Which I love me some Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like Soundgarden more than Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam's like, they're fine. I enjoy.
You
some
had
of
me
their
at the
songs.
radio, whatever
But
thingy.
Drive
and
time
then-
radio
Yeah,
host?
I was like, that sounds cool. And then you're like, punk band. I was like, what?
And then I was like, I haven't heard them, but I'm gonna look them up. And then I was like, bro,
are they on Spotify?
Isn't that fucking crazy?
I would
though?
look them up too.
that's some fucking wild shit.
Yes.
What instrument did he play? That's what I want to know.
Girl, I don't know. He was the leader of a punk rock band. I don't
His
know.
Oh, so
voice.
singer.
I'm gonna guess singer. Yeah, I was like,
And
oh,
then
I
they
guess a
dropped
singer.
him.
I can see that.
Interesting. He kind of looks like a musician.
If you look at him now, he looks like an old punk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
now
like
that-
alt rock person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can see that now.
Yep.
Jonathan Evison.
But
Yeah,
did
that
you-
hat.
His first book, All About Lulu, in 2008, won several awards. It won 5 total.
Wow.
2 of which,
Dang, never heard.
His first book won 5 awards.
yes,
This man.
2 of which were for best books of the year, and one of those was for best books of the decade.
God
Decade.
dang.
Which one?
It was All About Lulu.
Oh,
Yeah,
all of
that's-
okay.
that's the
those
one
are,
that
you're
won,
talking
yeah.
about the awards.
His first,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
his first book won
Never heard
5
of that book.
awards.
I haven't either.
Me neither, but it's on my list now. He's won several awards for West of Here. I don't know anything about that book, sorry. And The Revised Fundamentals of Caring, which I have probably mentioned several times now, was turned into a motion picture called The Fundamentals of Caring, starring Paul Rudd, and it is one of my favorite fucking movies of all
I've
time.
never even heard of it.
It's so good.
Is
and-
it kind of like an indie comedy?
Yes, and
Okay,
do you know what?
I would like it then.
After we finish all of this tonight, I would love to sit down and watch that movie with you because I
Okay.
think you guys would love it.
Depending
I
on when
mean,
we stop recording. Yes.
Yes.
If
I've
it's 10
never-
o'clock, then no.
No.
Say, I've never watched it. I love me some Paul Rudd. He's finally starting to age, you vampire.
Yeah,
but-
he is a vampire.
But he still looks hella good. But yeah, I've never even heard of that before.
yeah.
It is one of my very favorite movies. It is so like heartwarming and heart-wrenching and heartwarming It's a beautiful movie. I
It's
think you guys will.
heartwarming, and heart-wrenching.
Heartwarming, heart-wrenching, and heartwarming.
And
Yeah.
that, and that
Awesome.
It
old
gets twice.
Yes.
Oh, also it has Selena Gomez in it.
Oh, okay.
random.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it for what I've got on him.
Oh.
Yeah.
When
like I said,
when
for
did
sure.
Lawn Boy come out?
Sam and I are doing the same thing. Let me just.
Let's look.
I always like to know when it came out.
Great fucking question, Lauren. It looks like it came out in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So it's a pretty recent, but
So
probably
when you
one of
got
the
it-
more recent books we've done.
No, this
You
says 2019, but the actual copyright is 2018.
Oh, so
Ooh,
2018.
so
Okay.
2018.
But again, I think this is one of the more newer books we've done.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, there's no reason for this book to be banned.
No, honestly,
not.
there is. The whole time I was reading this, I was like, "There's no
I
reason."
can guarantee you I know the reason
Oh,
that
yeah.
they wanted it
I
banned.
know the reason,
And they
but
can
it's
fuck
not a
themselves.
good fucking reason.
It's not.
All right, folks. So
With
the
that-
reason why they wanted it banned, really, honestly, let's get just down to it, is the fact that there is a homosexual character.
relationship. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
That
That's literally it.
And,
And it
maybe
is-
the fourth grade penis thing, which P.S. who
Was
cares?
between
it's
fourth
between
graders.
two fourth graders, which
Who,
also
at a prime time, are also finding out about themselves.
Experimenting and things. Yeah.
That is not uncommon.
Yeah.
It's not at all. And I really liked this book because it goes through a lot of very difficult just topics that are very common to most humans who have ever had any kind of poverty in their entire fucking lives.
Yeah.
It also talks about racism and other things that I just really think is pertinent and important to discuss.
It covers a wide swath
Yeah.
of like just societal issues without going into too much depth,
Mm-hmm.
without making it too personal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's done in a way that it's digestible and you can be like, oh yeah, that would not be great.
No, it's pretty. Like that's what I was wondering.
Very tame.
Like how well it is very tame, but it's literally watching a young 20s boy go through figuring out who he is.
Yes. So Mike Munoz is the main character. And he's
AKA Miguel.
Miguel, yeah.
Yes.
He's not Miguel, he's
It's
Michael.
like stop calling me that.
Yes. And he reads a lot. He's kind of the whole book. He is just kind of trying to find himself. He wants to win or change his circumstances. That's like the whole theme of his character in the whole book.
He's trying to pull himself up by the bootstraps.
I mean, honestly, kind
Yeah.
of. And it's, and he
I
kind
hate
of,
that saying, but
I
like,
do
he,
too.
I mean, but
he
literally.
is.
But literally,
Yeah,
he's just
trying so
trying
hard.
so hard. And you know what? This is a thing that we talked about recently is you can try as hard as you fucking want to pull yourselves up by the bootstraps. And the other day I said, you can pull real hard on the bootstraps and eventually they're going to fucking break.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you don't
That's the
get,
fact.
it's all about luck, honestly.
It is.
If
And
you
I feel
get
like this
an
book's like
opportunity-
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Luck
'Cause
is an
it's
opportunity.
One pitfall after another pitfall. I felt so bad for him
I
this
did
entire book because it's like he's just trying. He's
He
just
is.
trying.
But it's so
Real.
normal and
Yeah.
real.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
definitely.
real experience.
Yep. Yep. So let's talk about his family life.
So he has a father, we'll say, because
Sort
he's
of.
not really a
Yeah.
dad.
Sperm donor.
Absent father.
Yes. I go,
Asshole, honestly.
Yes.
Asshole sperm
Yes.
donor.
so I call the donor of the sperm father and an actual
Father
parent-
figure. Yeah.
Yeah, the parent who is actually doing something, a dad.
Mm-hmm.
So his father is Victor, and he's a real piece of work.
Yeah.
It sounds like he never really held down a job. He drinks a lot. He's kind of a slob. Like, he's just not, he's like,
He's the stereotypical person that you would think society thinks is on welfare.
yes.
Well, and he
Yes.
also has no empathy or emotion. We come to find out in the first chapter, basically.
Among other chapters.
Among
yes.
but
but
within
the first chapter, it's like,
It's like
Yeah.
he
That's
basically
fucked.
does not give a shit that he has kids.
yeah,
no.
yeah.
And then he lives with his mom, who has been married 3 times. She is a single mom, and she is very hardworking. She works at least 50 hours a week, if not more.
I think it was like 60.
Something.
It said 50 in the book at one point, but I think it's more than
She's
that
had
a
different
lot of
jobs,
times.
Yeah.
and I think she, at this point, is working 2 jobs.
There's a lot of times
One
that
of
she
them is
works
a
doubles,
bar
yeah.
called the Tides Inn,
Mhm.
but I don't remember the other job.
feel like she works just at the
Just
Tides
there?
Inn now, but
Okay.
it's she does work a lot of doubles.
Yeah.
She does.
Oh, okay, that's what.
Yeah,
it is.
she's just constantly working.
She's worked at I know it mentioned other places she had
Yeah.
worked, so maybe that's what you're thinking about.
Mhm.
Yes. And then Nate is his disabled older brother.
Mhm.
And I think they said he had Downs. Did they ever say officially? I think it was Down
I don't
syndrome.
know if they specifically said, but
think
he has some kind of cognitive.
Too.
Yes.
I feel
Yeah.
like it says something about Downs. At some
I
point.
want to
Yeah.
say it said Down syndrome at one point, but I
Could be
might
very
have
wrong, but I feel like
I
that's
might
what it
have guessed that just based on
Yeah.
unfortunately the
was. Sames.
what was it that they did? I listened to
They
the books on
did say
tape.
the R word.
They did several times.
By the way, they
We don't
say
use
some
that.
words that we don't use.
We're not gonna
One
be
is
using
the
this.
R word that we're not going to use.
Yeah.
They did say that, and that he's like, yep, okay, all
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has some kind of
mental cognitive disability.
Yes. Yep. So that's the main characters that we need to know about right
Those
now.
are the four main characters that I think that we need to know about starting the book.
So
Yes.
now let's kick it off with the first chapter, and basically Mike's relationship with his dad.
Yes.
Yes.
Loose terms, dad.
Yes. So the first
Dad doesn't really fucking want to do that one.
yeah. The first chapter is called The Happiest Place on Earth.
Womp womp
Yeah.
womp.
So things that I noted in this so Mike is very excited as a 5-year-old little boy, and he wants to go to Disneyland because he loves the like manicured lawn and the like fucking shape of the like topiary shapes and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
just
It's very
like the
cool.
make believe, the like
Mhm.
this is perfect. Even though it's not
Yes.
really perfect, but it
Yeah.
looks perfect to a
And
child.
it's
you know?
like it's a kid's dream.
It is a kid's dream.
And
Every
all the
kid wants to
manicured
go to
lawns,
Disney
yeah.
World and
Mhm.
Disneyland or whatever, right? Like
Mhm.
yeah.
So he wants to go to Disneyland. And he's 5 years old. And he's just hounding his parents about it. And his mom's like, maybe we could stay with some family and we could make this happen. That would be nice. And
Realistically, she's actually thinking
yes,
about
she
it.
is
Yeah.
truly
Yes.
thinking about it. And
Yeah.
I think she's a very good mom. I think
Yeah. No, she is.
loves her
Yeah.
children. She
What
wants
is-
to do
What is her
she-
name?
I don't think
I always
they-
wrote her down in my notes as mom.
I don't think they ever said her name.
Really? Okay, I thought she had a name, but I don't know.
I thought she did too.
I don't know that they ever said her name because I always literally just put mom. He always wants to go to Disney. He's very excited. He's hounding his parents about it. And then a side note here is that his dad he calls him Poya Pequena, which means little chicken.
Yeah.
Little
Well, we also need to
chicken.
say that so his mom is white
Mm-hmm.
and his dad is Mexican.
Yes. So, Mike identifies as half
White.
Mexican.
Yes.
But
But
he
more white.
appears
Yes.
to be white.
And
Yes.
I think he also, because of his dad, he doesn't really want to know anything about his Mexican
No.
heritage at all.
He
Which I
doesn't-
get because his dad's a fucking asshole. So it's like, okay, I don't really have any ties to that because of you. And that'll come up more and more in this book, I think.
Yes.
But I think we needed to just say that just to,
Yeah. He does
Explain a little
self-identify as half Mexican at one point in the book, but he very much leans more towards the fact that like he is half white.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
And I do think you're right that it has a lot to do with the way his dad's just not a good human,
He's a
and
fucking asshole.
his mom is a good human.
Yes.
And so I think he identifies more with that half of
The
the
more
family.
stable
What-
person.
He's hounding his parents. His dad's like, get in the car, we're going to Disneyland. And
Which, when you guys were reading that, did you be like, "Oh no"?
yes,
I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
I was like, this is
not
not
gonna
be
be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Yeah.
not what he thinks it's gonna be.
No. And I think Mike even knew that in a way.
Yeah.
Like he
Well, because he knows his dad.
He
Even
didn't,
as a
but he
child,
did.
even as a child, he knows. He's like,
this is
Dad
not
wouldn't
good.
take me here. Mom would take me to Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Dad
things where
would
it's
not.
like you just really hope but you hope deep down that it's not going to turn out how you think it's
Yeah.
going to.
Mhm.
Yep. And the other thing that I think was of note is the whole time he's there in the car driving around, his dad's got a brown paper bag with booze in it,
Yeah.
just driving around.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Your kid's in the car.
Yeah. No, he's not great.
No,
No.
he's
He's not a
great
very
person.
problematic. So then he drives him to like an empty parking lot with like a fucking fence around like this big thing, and it's just like
Off
It's like an empty warehouse or
like
some
Yeah.
shit.
off of like a Navy pier or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some vacant area, industrial area.
Yep. And so they get out, and Mike is leaning up against the fence, and his father says, "Well, I guess they closed."
something. Or they guess they moved or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like,
And they just fucking like, and Mike, of course, is like very upset, but he doesn't. He said, "I didn't want him to see me cry. I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction of
Yeah.
that."
Yeah. Which
At 5,
that's
terrible.
fucked.
my son is 5, and if he thought that way at 5, I would just be devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not Victor, so
True.
it just paints like a really, in such little words, how much of an asshole his dad is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And kind of how tough Mike's life starts out. Like it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's got that start of I wanted something just beautiful to happen, and my dad took me to a fucking warehouse instead and told me that Disneyland, the thing that I wanted most at 5,
This is what life's gonna be.
yeah, this is
Is
how
a
it's gonna
fake
be
Disneyland. Yep.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like his initial dream as a 5-year-old is dashed.
Yep. Do we want to get into depth about their life situation? They kind of like
I did want to talk very vaguely about it.
his mom did separate from Victor, who I think he's still alive.
He
but
is.
He
like,
is.
He's not around, and
we'll talk about
she's
that,
kind of hopped
too.
from job to job and guy to guy.
Well, they were down in
and-
California
Yeah.
and then they went up to Washington.
Yeah, so now they're in Washington.
And then he just left.
yeah.
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 So they're on a reservation in Washington.
Yeah, which he does explain. He was like, you don't have to be indigenous to live on a reservation.
You just gotta be poor,
You just
basically.
gotta be- yeah, the way he said it, I was like, dang. And honestly, I mean, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I don't know that much about reservations other than the research that we did for the Roundhouse.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. But apparently they live on a reservation in Washington. But I feel like for a while, like when he was younger, they were living out of their car for a while.
Yeah.
And
Did that
she was
for a
like
month.
going in and out of like different dudes that were like not great, and
Yeah.
They
it
lived
was
with
kind of like a
an
not
aunt or a
stable
great aunt for a
thing.
while.
It was
yeah,
aunt.
yeah.
It was his aunt.
So it kind of paints you the picture of, they're struggling,
I-
and he had to grow up really fast.
And I wanted to mention too, so one of the things that a lot of people would question is, well, why wouldn't they get help with Nate? So my life is not totally without purpose. After 5 caregivers in 3 years, 2 of whom Nate physically assaulted,
Yeah.
we've burned so many bridges with the Aging and Disability Services Administration that we don't bother asking for help anymore. But we managed to maintain a household, just barely. And I thought that quote was really important because, like, sometimes the help is out there, but you can't fucking get it even if you qualify.
Yeah. It is true. Like, they can't always control their behavior. And if you have a brother that acts angrily to things at the drop of a dime,
Yeah, like if they get
you're not
aggressive.
going to have someone that's going to be your caregiver for a long, 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 long time.
So-
Well, and with government things, like people get turned over all the time. Like the consistency is not there.
The
So
consistency
he
is
could
not
have been
there.
bonding with someone, and then they leave, and then he has an outburst because they're not
They're
there
not
anymore. And
there, right.
there's another person, So just that little line gave us so much context, even though we don't know all the details.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and it also, and I hate to say this, but like, people a lot of times will not stay in an environment that is making them unhappy, which they should not have to.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're dealing with a patient that they are having issues with, they are not bound to stay there.
They're not.
Families, they kind of have to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
They do.
So it's
'cause
like,
you're kind of
I mean,
forced to.
unfortunately,
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
it falls back on a lot of like
Mhm.
families, and that's just one of the things that you kind of accept and know that you're gonna be the one taking care of that person.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's had to grow up being Nate's caretaker because his mom's working all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And bringing in the money that you can.
Yeah.
and caretaking in that way, but he's the one that has had to caretake
Also
for him.
sacrifice.
Yes.
And I feel like while he does have a little bit of resentment
Yeah.
it was
Resentment.
it's
Yeah.
resentment.
Mhm.
towards Nate, I feel like his love for Nate also overwhelms that any resentment that he
Mhm.
has.
I think so too, and I think it's easy to resent. I don't know that he resents Nate as much as he resents that he's
Having to be the
having to
caretaker.
be put in that position
Yeah.
whenever he never really got to be a kid.
Yeah, he never got to be a kid. He's not really getting to be a young man either, and like
Mhm.
getting out and doing things like for himself.
So then we get introduced to Nick, who is
An asshole.
Mike's quote unquote friend.
Yeah,
He's not.
interesting fellow.
I never really liked
I can't stand him,
I
but I
will still
don't
say, after
hate
reading the
him.
entire book, I don't like him, but I was like, you grew a little iota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
a
like a
little
centimeter
iota.
friend.
But he's like that loud
I
ass.
feel like he was forced though.
What?
If he wasn't forced to do that, he wouldn't have grown at all.
I agree with that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think
know.
sometimes
Mike
that's how it
definitely made him
goes.
grow, but he's just the stereotypical white ass dude that's very
like very
bro-y.
MAGA.
He's very broy. Yeah, very MAGA. Definitely like very like
Homophobic.
homophobic, and-
Racist.
yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
But like he's Mike's only friend.
They've been friends since they were kids.
Yeah, so I think they grew up and they're starting to like have separate views. But Mike's like, well, you're my only friend, so I gotta hang out with you. Like you're the only person that I know like that. So
I feel like, especially when you grow up with someone like that, like you feel anchored to them,
that's what I'm saying.
and
Yeah.
that you have to include them. But I mean, people grow apart even as an adult.
Yeah.
Like so,
I
like
do.
you know, I know it's like a weird thing that we are just like, oh well, we've been friends so long, and then you think that you have to always be friends, but you don't. You know.
Yeah,
I
life
think
happens,
it's just something
man.
you gotta like let yourself be like, okay, well, they're following a different track than I am, and that's okay.
So we get introduced to him, and we also get introduced to Remy, which is Mike's kind of crush. She works at a diner that Mike goes to like multiple times a week just to
hang
have
out.
her wait on him and like give him food. And
He's a
she's
creepin'.
Yeah,
Why do you
he's-
guys think he likes
no,
her?
he's like, hey, I like you, so I'm gonna like just go to
Order
the
a
diner that I
soda.
know that you're gonna be at, you know.
It's like the nice creepin', not the creeper creepin'.
No, he wasn't being weird.
No, he
No.
was like nervous, but he was like, hi.
Yeah.
This girl, I want to see her, but I
Yeah.
don't know how to talk to her.
Why do
So I'm
you-
just gonna order her food.
What do you think that he likes about her?
It sounded like she actually took her time and seemed to be like a genuine
Get to know him
person.
a little bit.
That's what I
It
put.
just seemed
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
She's comfortable with herself and seems genuine.
Yes.
Yeah. So he ends up taking Nate to the diner.
Because he was supposed to have the day off from babysitting Nate.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he did not.
So he took Nate to the diner, and there was a little
Incidents.
situation that ensued
Yes.
where I don't remember what triggered it, but
Well, he didn't get to have McDonald's.
Dessert. Yeah.
Well, McDonald's 1st, and then dessert, because Mike had told him he could have anything he wanted on the menu, which what he wanted was more than what he could really afford to
Yeah.
feed for both of them,
Mhm.
and then he wasn't able to afford dessert, which then really caused him to
Freak
escalate.
out. Yeah. So
And-
Nate got erratic, and he threw a salt shaker
Yes.
across the
The whole entire
the
restaurant.
diner. And of course, Mike kind of like freaked out. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like
Yeah.
everyone's seeing what is going on, and like, I mean, I get that. Like, that is stressful.
I'll argue that a lot of the times, though, whenever you have a family member or someone that you're consistently around like that, it's embarrassing, but you get less embarrassed about it and you just kind of step up and are like, I'm going to take care of this.
But I do feel like in his situation, he was trying to
he was
impress
trying to impress a
Remy.
girl,
Yeah.
so is
So
it
it was
really
like-
embarrassing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Wasn't
really
exactly
embarrassed.
as pleasant.
And I feel like she
There,
took
that
it
was
in
weird.
stride. Like during this whole chapter, you don't really hear Remy's side, but she kind of was like, oh, whatever, you
Yeah.
know? And the manager was actually pretty nice about it,
The
too.
manager was a woman that Mike initially thought was not a woman. Until they got closer and were talking. I did love this little conversation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. With the manager?
Yes, with the manager. And I guess it was like after Nate threw the salt shaker and he realized what he'd done. Remy and the hostess immediately started tending to the broken glass while some guy with cropped hair and an earring who carried himself like a manager started striding purposely toward our table. I was standing before he got halfway there. What seems to be the problem, gentlemen? The guy's voice threw me. Turns out he was a she. At least I think just kind of butch. My brother's developmentally disabled, I explained for about the 9,000th time in my life. He's got impulse control issues. One time he hugged the neighbor's cat too hard. And the manager was like, is he okay? And Mike says, he broke its spine.
I was talking about the cat. Yeah,
and the manager was like, I mean your brother. And he was like, oh, yeah, I think so. And I was just like,
yeah, it's kind of like comical. Like the way that he writes is like very real and very like comical.
That was the first thing, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy his writing style because that is random and funny, and I was also like, poor cat.
Yeah. But that is one thing, like, this was an easy book to read.
Yeah.
It was.
We were talking about it before we started recording. I was like, I breezed through this. It was so easy to read, which I was like, thank God, because we've had some, like, bangers that were like, oh my God. You know?
Yeah.
But
tough.
at first when I was reading it, I was like, I don't really know if I like his writing style that much, but the more I think about it, I think I do, because it is very relatable and very like normal person writing it. It's not
human.
It's not artistic. It's like just a point of view.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Which I think I like a lot.
And I feel like that weird little like excerpt from, even though it's like a weird thing about hugging it, like very Elmira. I'm gonna love you, or Angelica,
And
or
Benji.
It's Elmira.
Yeah.
You got it.
Elmira.
Elmira, okay.
Elmira, yeah.
Love you and squeezing a yeah. So like even like with that weird incident, it's like so human because you're having this conversation, but like you're talking about two different things, and like you get that confusion, but it's also really funny and weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like it.
All right, so with that, let's get into some.
I'm eating a chip. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So he's talking about his friend Nick and how he's kind of an asshole. Somewhere under the bravado and the habitual bigotry and the general stupidity, Nick's got a good heart, I swear. And he's had my back many times, and Nate's too. But there's one thing I never tell Nick in a million years. Not that it really matters. In 4th grade at a church youth group meeting, out in the bushes behind the parsonage, I touched Doug Goebel's dick and he touched mine. In fact, there were even some mouths involved. It's nothing I'd even think about all these years later, except that Goebel is the hottest real estate agent in Kitsap County. His face is all over town, signs, billboards, Christ, even on shopping carts. Do you know what I think 3 times a day when I see his picture? I wonder all these years later why he just kicked our friendship to the curb like that. So that's the first time we hear about that little incident.
Yes.
Which has a lot of layers to it.
Which is the big main reason why everyone's like, ban this book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are things to talk about, but it's not a taboo topic. You know what I'm saying?
No. Kids experiment with sex.
Mm-hmm.
Basically anytime that they feel they want to. It's not like a thing that I think it's just like, oh, these things are different or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's this feels, good whenever I touch this or whatever. And what, kids are kids.
Yep.
And they're curious. And I think that's a very normal human thing to do, is wonder about your sexuality. And it starts young sometimes. It's just
How it
goes. That's
Yeah.
very normal. Most kids see, touch, feel something at some point around that age, whether they really...
I mean, 4th grade. How old are you in 4th grade? Like 9?
Like 9, 10.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I experienced those kind of things.
I was
then,
younger,
but like,
so.
I also can't. I don't know. We'll go into it more later, I think.
I think some of that too, like.
Well, and also when we come to find out more about Doug's character, I think that's when I want to talk about this more. Because
That's fine.
Because I feel like his character makes me have different feelings about this than just what we read right now.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
So now let's talk about his job.
So he works for like a landscaping company. He does all of the mowing, he does the trimming, he does the edges, all of this. And he's really good at it. But one of their clients has a dog that likes to shit everywhere. And they're
It's a
not like
big
cute
dog.
little puppy turds.
And
they're
what
like,
we say, most of their clients are highfalutin white people that
Yeah.
are rich and just
Upper
like,
crust.
"Meh."
yes.
This dog is a Saint Bernard. If
Yeah, I was
recall
gonna say, it's like
correctly.
a Beethoven Saint
the
Bernard.
clients,
yeah.
are not the best people.
Well, they're not picking up their dog's shit.
Yes.
And even though it's not in the agreement for the landscapers to pick up the shit, his boss insists that he does. And he
Mhm.
gives him the tool of a paper bag to do this with.
Which is
And it's
wild.
raining, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking raining.
Yeah.
Ugh,
And the bag
This
breaks.
whole scene, I was like, motherfucker.
I felt exactly like him. If I was doing that, I would have been mad too.
No.
I'd
Yeah.
been like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Yep.
So he's picking
Fuck
up.
this shit.
Literally.
Yes.
He literally fucking check it off.
He's picking up dog shit. The fucking bag breaks. Go fucking figure, right?
Right.
And this is Saint Bernard. It's not like
It's not like
a
little
small
dog
sized
shit.
dog.
Yeah.
It's like this thing has human turds.
It has bigger than human turds, probably.
Yeah. And then it's also being hit with rain, so you know it's like breaking down
sloppy,
and getting gross.
nasty.
And then the bag is fucking sopping wet and
Yeah.
gross, and then it just breaks, and then you got shitty water
And then he
and sludge
fucking
and
kicked it.
just everything is just terrible.
Yeah.
And then he kicked it.
Poor dude.
And exploded all over his fucking shoes.
Yeah. I would be done. I would just be like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
I mean, he was, and I don't
Yeah.
blame him.
He left and he didn't come back to clean up the shit.
Yeah, he knew he was like fired, basically.
Yeah,
He came
basically
to the job the next day, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
brave.
had a conversation with his boss, and his boss was like, "You're basically fired." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that because I do not want to do this anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do landscaping, not picking up shit and feeling like a lesser person when I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah. Because some of the other clients would have him doing things that really is not what landscaping is doing. Like you're moving around things in the garage,
Yeah.
and cleaning the garage,
Yeah.
and taking out trash and stuff.
Yeah. He had other
um,
clients that were
no.
like having to move things. Yeah, just because he was like, I'm nice and I will do that, you know. But it's like, that's not really my job.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yep. And he wasn't getting paid much for it either.
no, he was like what, $12 an hour?
During this chapter, though, he did talk about how much he is really into landscaping, though. Like, he does have
He
a
loves
passion.
it.
He has a passion for it,
Mhm.
but what he's doing at this job is not that at all.
Right.
It's like he loves doing the little, you know, like sprucing up things and like making shapes out. He like made a mermaid, or he's trying to make a mermaid, but then there was like a stump somewhere, so it turned into a merman with a really big
Erection.
penis or something.
Yeah.
And then
He
like,
couldn't
like
get
he's
the-
learning, and
Yeah.
like there's some other. He could tell that he's doing good work, but it's like, you know, like he knows what he wants to do,
He's good
But
at what
he's-
he does.
but his job is not giving him that level of
Right.
working.
I wanted to talk a little bit about his situation with the library. He loves the library. So basically, the library was the easiest place to keep Nate occupied. So they'd spend 2 or 3 hours a day there.
Yep.
Nate would flip through the piles of books and piles and piles of board books, sucking and twisting his shirt collar until it was heavy with spittle and hopelessly stretched out. He'd spend hours rapping his knuckles on the side of the aquarium so that the startled clownfish darted about crazily. Always nearby, I read White Fang or Treasure Island or Gulliver's Travels, books with vivid settings far away from my world and far from Nate. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to bring it up is it's like one of the few places he can go, and it's escapism. We all know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, definitely.
Especially with his book choices.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
books and video games and all of this, they are great forms of escapism if you are not wanting to deal with the shit that you're dealing with.
Well, and then like it's a way to distract Nate. Like he feels calm there too.
Yeah.
So it's like
Mhm.
it's a peaceful environment where we could both be calm. That's not our home.
Yes.
You know.
And then on page 43, it talks about the church thing. And then it said, I think those nights when we were at youth group were about the only break my mom ever got from us. An hour and a half a week on Thursday evenings. And you know where she spent it? At the laundromat. These days it may
Yeah.
look like my mom's not trying very hard, but then I consider how far she's come and all the bullshit she's had to endure, and I figure she's doing all right. So literally the
Yeah.
only break that his mom got.
She's still working.
She's still working and doing laundry.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she found that she was like, "Oh, there's this church that could take my kids for an hour and a half. I'm going to drop them off there to do this."
And I think that the sexual because that's where the
That's
sexual
when the
thing
sexual
happened.
incident happens. Yeah.
So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about is like kids unsupervised, and like not that anybody's wrong for not supervising your kids 24/7 because you fucking can't, and that's just the fact. You cannot watch your kid all day, every second.
Oh no, this is not his mom's fault. I never.
No,
thought
no.
This was his
And
mom's
I-
fault.
Kids will do things in exploratory manners, and it's usually not when adults are around, and you cannot watch your kids all the time.
I also want to point out that this happened at a church
It did happen at a church.
because that is maybe another reason why this was banned. Is like,
At a church.
oh, this is a problem that happened at a church. It like problematic things
How dare
happen everywhere.
Yeah, have you ever heard of anything that happened in a
Catholic church? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like God forbid. All right, let's dive more into it.
He's at the library. He's kind of like going over about like, hey, you know, he's felt comfortable at the library. Nate's comfortable at the library. He's just like, what do I want to basically do with myself? Do I just read another like old ass white dude poet? Do I learn something new? Do I start my own great American landscape
Just
novel?
looking for something different. Yeah,
Yeah, like he's feeling
some guidance.
Yeah, like he's lost, which understandable. I mean, who isn't lost at 22? So then he kind of goes into this like soliloquy about his worldview almost, and it's like, after all, most of us are mowing someone else's lawn one way or another, and most of us can't afford to travel the world or live in New York City. Most of us feel like the world is giving us a big fat middle finger when it's not kicking us in the face with a steel-toed boot. And most of us feel powerless, motivated but powerless, entertained but powerless, informed but powerless, fleetingly content, most of the time broke, sometimes hopeful, but ultimately powerless, and angry. Don't forget angry.
Mm. He also meets Andrew during this
Yes.
interaction, I think.
So he's seeing Andrew around. He is a librarian. Well, he's not technically a librarian.
He's a librarian.
He's a younger
Yeah.
guy that works at the library.
So he works at the library. He like reshelves books and works at the desk and things like that. And they are kind of aware of each other, and they finally start talking and they introduce each other to themselves. And Andrew is just like the same person that I've seen so many times when I was an undergrad. Just like
Sam's gonna relive some things.
just like this shaggy,
flashback.
intelligent, like, oh, I'm really into this, and I have these social causes, and I want to fight for them, and all of these things. But at the same time,
those
you're
early
like,
20s. Yeah,
you're like, my
I know what you're talking
God,
about.
you're so angsty. Get away from me.
And the braces,
Yes.
and he's got the shaggy blonde hair.
And you got
like,
all
I can
wonky.
envision
So
Andrew
just-
right now.
and like
He's kind of a
yeah.
dweeb, but he's kind of cute. But
Yeah.
he's a dweeb.
And you're like, I feel attracted to you, but I also don't at the same time.
because you're so young and just.
And
don't
I'm just like,
know.
there's too much of the ick, if you will.
He's like that typical.
I went to an artsy,
No.
like a liberal
Yeah.
art school.
Yes.
Like these are
He's
the
like-
people that are liberal.
He's like that
Yeah.
typical early 20s person that is so ambitious, so hopeful, that has not had life slapped in the face yet.
Not truly.
And they're just fresh and like, I'm going to change the world.
And he's like, damn the man, here's some new like vibes that are like so better. You're
And-
gonna learn so many things.
And like now I'm like, ugh. But it's like, we need that energy though. We need that energy.
I wish.
do need that
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had more of that energy.
Yeah,
I do
true.
not, but I'm also
True.
very
I'm
suspicious.
so jaded
and,
now.
Yeah, I'm like jaded and suspicious, and I'm like, I keep everything to myself.
He's like a cute little library dude. So they start talking, and Andrew starts recommending books to him.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's this conversation that Nick is having.
Oh yeah, another homophobic weird thing.
Well, I don't think this one
Nick
was
is
a homophobic. I mean,
strange.
it probably was.
Nick's a fucking tool.
Yeah.
I think Nick is actually closeted.
Mhm.
I 100% agree with that.
He's very defensive.
Very
Yes.
defensive. So this is not related to a homophobic thing, because I actually was just like, I don't really want to get off on those tangents, because he's an asshole. We've talked about Nick's a homophobe. He's
Yeah.
a fucking asshole, and I don't really want to get into it any more than that, because he
Yeah.
uses the F word a lot.
A lot, and also it's very
Not
just
the fuckity fuck
not
word.
No.
like
The bad bundle of sticks word.
Yes. He's just an asshole.
yeah.
But yes, I agree that I also think that probably he's closeted or something. There's some shame
Something's
or
going on.
something.
He's
there.
very defensive. Way
Very.
too defensive. I'm not gay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and he's
not
like,
gay.
ew, ick, don't talk to me about none of this. I can't handle
No
it.
homo
And I'm like,
or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's really not that
Fuck you, Nick.
serious, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thou dost protest too much.
Too much, and that's
Yes.
probably why you're closeted, sir.
Yes.
Enjoy life. Just come out. I reckon you can see through the glass door.
No one's gonna think you different. If they do, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all of this stuff though about where we're trying to change, we're trying to improve, and so Nick and Mike are sitting and talking,
Yeah.
and Mike says, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?"
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, Le Schwab? What is it with you tonight? Just answer the question. I don't see myself in 10 years. Why would I want to do that? I'll probably be fat and my hair will be gone. You're really starting to piss me off with the superiority complex of yours, Michael. You work with a few crews of illegals mowing old ladies' lawns. I just don't see where you get off judging anybody. I really don't.
He wasn't judging anyone. He was
No.
asking
He
you a
wasn't.
fucking question.
Yep. And it says, maybe Nick was right. Maybe it wasn't my place to judge, but his ignorance seemed willful. Or maybe it was just lazy, which was also willful. Whatever the case, I was running out of patience for it, growing weary of the exercise, mostly fruitless, that compromised coaxing out Nick's good side.
Okay, so I got something to say about this.
Mhm.
There is nothing wrong with wanting to better yourself in the long run. There is a problem with only living within that, and then you end up getting stuck and it never happens. But what I'm about to say probably is not pleasant, but when I look at a person to potentially date and I see certain types of jobs, I think to myself, do you not want more? And I feel like he is asking that same question
Mm-hmm.
to Nick. Do you not want more from your life?
Yeah.
And if you are satisfied with how it is, that's great, but that's not working for me.
Right.
I don't think that's a bad question to ask.
I don't
at
think it
all.
is.
And
No.
I mean, I think he's
it
approaching
depends on
Nick
who's
with that same
people's-
type of
Yeah,
concept.
yeah, exactly.
It's-
Yeah. Well, and I do think that Nick is
I think he's stuck. I think he's one of those
well, and I
guys
think
who peaks in high
I think
school.
he's intimidated by Mike because he knows that he's gonna he has
the
something-
potential to leave
has
him behind.
motivation.
So
to
he's just like,
change.
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I think this whole it's homophobia for one.
Hmm.
For two, I think he's intimidated by Mike.
Well, and I think, like I said, I think he's the guy who just knows he kind of peaked in high school and doesn't really want any more for himself.
He reminded me of people that are still in high school that aren't in high school anymore.
Mhm.
Vibe.
You just
Yeah.
never fucking grew up, basically.
Yeah.
It's like you got the things you
He's
wanted,
stagnant.
and you
Exactly.
never grew after that.
Yeah. So I think he's being defensive because he recognizes that but doesn't know how to react to that. But anyway, so then Mike starts looking for other jobs.
Mhm.
He goes to like some kind of like newspaper thing where
Yeah.
he's like
Oh yeah.
interviewing at some newspaper thing.
But
and-
my writing sample.
yeah. And they kind of like,
The guy's like, I didn't
nah.
ask for a writing sample.
He basically is like, go to Subway. So he goes to Subway to put
Oh.
it into.
I loved that full circle.
Yeah, I know.
Later.
Yes.
I do love the full circles in this anyway.
That. Yeah, there's a lot of full
There
circles
is.
in this.
Yeah. And it's like, and the way that like is natural to life, and you're like, Mom,
You're
there
like,
it is.
"Oh,
You suck, don't you? You thought you were better than me. Now you're just as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yep.
I
then-
love karma.
We get to Freddie, who Freddie is a bouncer at the bar that
Tides Inn.
his mom works at.
I
And he moves in with them, but in the shed, which is where he keeps his mower,
which
is his prized possession.
is then moved outside of the shed.
And he's like, dude, I don't want to move my mower out of the shed because then someone's going to fucking steal it.
And what happens?
Someone fucking steals it.
Hey, because people are terrible.
I do want to talk about Freddie a little
I was
bit,
gonna
though,
say, let's talk about Freddie a
because
little.
he deserves
I
a moment.
Fucking.
I hated him for
I-
a while.
He grew on me. He grew
I
on
was
grew on
me.
like,
me.
you some bitch.
I was like,
and
you're
then
a
I was like,
dirtbag. And
"You
I'm like,
son of a bitch."
oh, shit. Yeah, he definitely grew on me. But at first, you're like, who's this fucking guy?
I think it's the way he's introduced.
I
too.
kinda love
'cause
hated
That's
him.
how he's introduced to Mike.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
I
like
love hated
this
him.
random guy that I met like 2 times.
And he
was
watched, like,
watching
porn and making bass lines over
yeah,
it.
I'm like, why is he moving into my shed?
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, who's this random dude?
Freddie
He's
has some fun
Yeah.
advice that he gives.
Mhm.
Which is
oh,
terrible.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Yep.
terrible.
It's always terrible advice.
So here's a
Almost
good one.
always.
So Michael was out trying to find a job,
Yep.
and he was just working his ass off trying to put in applications, and nothing was happening. And so he came home. Freddie's like just there sitting on the couch, and he's like, "You all sweaty," observed Freddie from his place on the sofa. "How'd the job go, honey?" said Mom. "I didn't hear you pull in." He's like, "I didn't. I said my truck bit the dust on the 305. Oh, Mike. He's like, "Bound to happen with an old truck like that," said Freddie, Cheetos dusting his gray stubble. "Boy, you 22 years old. Time to jumpstart your life." "Is that right, Freddie? And how do you propose I do that?" "You gotta start by finding gainful employment." "Uh-huh. Then you gotta find yourself a woman." "Mm-hmm. Go on," I said, wresting the Cheetos from him. "And boy, you gotta get your own place. Look around you. Ain't no woman gonna come around here. You don't think?" "Hell no. Ain't no woman gonna sleep in no bunk bed. And you gotta get yourself into a new truck while you're at it. And how do you propose I do that? By finding some gainful employment. Ain't you been listening to me?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Thanks, Freddie. Good talk."
Yep.
And it's like, he's very aware of all these things that he needs to do. Freddie's talk was
Not
not
helping him.
helpful at all.
He's like trying to, but it's like, no, you're part of the problem, yo.
yeah.
You're lying in my mom's sofa with your balls hanging out.
Cheeto dusted all
Tell
over
me
you.
what to do.
Yes.
Well, and what happened before this conversation was he was going to a gig with his friend Tino, who used to work with him, was like, "Hey, I got a gig for you." He was going to the gig and his truck died.
Yeah.
Yes. Which was
And then he
just
comes
like,
home and then he
come
has this whole
on.
conversation with Freddie, and it's like, dude, you don't realize, because he didn't tell him, like, my
Right.
truck died, I couldn't go to. I'm trying. So he ends up going to a grocery store that has a Coinstar where he could like put in a bunch of coins into the Coinstar. And he meets this little guitar kid, which will come back later, but this little guy that's like kind of playing, you know,
Pretty
Rolling
shittily.
Stones.
He's
Like,
trying real
pretty
hard.
sure he's trying really hard, but he gives him some coins, and his mower gets stolen because it's not in the shed anymore. It's out in the open. It gets stolen when it gets home,
Mhm.
which is fucking shitty because he literally told his mom that would happen, and it happened.
It did look literally the next day.
Yep. And then he runs into Remy at a grocery store when he's trying to buy a tall boy. And it's a weird interaction because it's the first time that he's seen her since the diner thing.
And I feel like it's the first time since he's seen her outside of the diner at all.
Yeah, exactly. No, the first time he's seen her since then.
Well, and he tried to fucking ask her out in the middle of all of that, like, chaos at the diner. We
didn't
talk about that.
We didn't talk about that, but he was like, by the way, what do you want to go out? And she kind of like...
She was like, bro, like, not a good fucking time.
Yeah, she acted like she was, like, upset that he asked her, but she was literally just trying not to, like, bust out in laughter about the whole entire situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, he took it, like, a different way than what it was perceived, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is also one of those things that's important to, like, consider, because we'd see that all the time in normal human interaction.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get one tall boy.
Which he'd called ahead and asked for how much it was going to be, but they didn't give him the tax amount.
No, he was being responsible and didn't give him the tax amount. And then, like, she's behind him in the line, and they're like, hey, it's like $3.45 instead of $3.25. And he's like, I don't have enough to... Mm-hmm. He didn't want to say that, though. She's like, never mind, I'll just, And I think she ended up buying it for him. I don't remember.
She did. So he goes home, and he's just, like, accosted by Freddie and his mom. So Freddie and Nate are on the couch. Mom is in the kitchen smoking cigarettes. Boy, shut the door. You letting the heat in, said Freddie. I shut the door all right. I shut it good. I proceeded straight to the bathroom and locked the door, where I nearly put my fist through the wall. What the hell, boy? Freddie shouted. Let me handle this, Freddie, my mom said. I heard the back steps creak as Freddie walked out to the shed. Mom was soon at the door, jiggling the knob. Honey, is everything okay? I'm just taking a shower. I'm fine. Why is the door locked? Privacy, please. Jesus Christ, I'm 22 years old. Can't I lock the door? I heard the ice cubes in her tumbler slosh as she went away. I turned on the shower. Like an idiot, I broke down and sobbed as quietly as I could. And it wasn't all about Remy either, but a cumulative depression. The depression of experience. The futility of knowing I was stuck on a hamster wheel, and it would always be the same. Whatever I did, things were not going to get better. Mm-hmm. I feel like, I know I've felt very similar, and it was just like, when is it ever going to change? I still have moments like that, and I'm a 40-year-old woman, and I'm like, I wouldn't be mad if things fucking happened.
Yeah. Yep. You get like the stagnant kind of thing,
Even if you're not stagnant, I think sometimes life feels so fucking overwhelming. Like, I had this huge conversation just last week. You guys know I'm like fucking motivated as hell and driven. But that gets overwhelming sometimes too. Like, it doesn't matter how driven you are, because sometimes you just get like, you can't possibly stack any more on me.
Yeah.
And it feels crushing.
You just don't ever feel like you're getting anywhere.
No, and this is a different kind of thing that I've definitely felt in the past, where it's like,
he feels
this
like
is my life,
there's
and there's
no
nothing.
Way out.
Yeah.
He feels like there's no way out.
Yeah. It's like you can claw your way as much as you want.
And he's embarrassed, and he's a young 20-year-old. Yes, that was devastating for him. But in the long run, that's not going to be a devastating interaction. No. But at the time, it is a very devastating interaction.
Well, I think it's just like, there's so many things happening for him responsibility-wise.
Yeah.
So many pressures he's putting on himself. His family's putting on him. Whether they mean it in a negative way or not, it's unfortunately how life is. And he's just like, I don't see where this is ever going to end.
Yeah. And then he's coming back to the place that's making him feel like this. So it's like, of course I'm going to cry in the shower.
Yeah.
And of course his mom can sense that there's something wrong, but she feels like she can't talk to him about it, which is really sad.
But at the same
time,
that's
the part that made me really feel sad, is like, he feels like no one could comfort him.
Yeah, but at the same time, she's also not allowing him to be an adult. Mm-hmm. She's still treating him like a child.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on to another bad memory of Mike with his dad.
Oh no.
So his dad picks him up. basically,
I forget how old he was when this happened, because he's going back in time a
He
little
was
bit.
like 9 or something.
Yeah,
11.
he was pretty young.
what can I tell you about myself at 11?
There you go.
So he's 11.
hmm.
So his mom basically was like, you have to come get him, Victor, and tell him what's up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Which good for her, making
Yes.
him
Yeah.
do his own
No,
dirty
yeah,
work.
I do like his mom. Like,
I do
Yeah.
too.
I like his mom.
Well, and like he was like, I'm not going to, and she's like, I'm gonna call my friend, your boss, and tell him how you and your girlfriend borrowed his well.
Yeah.
And then like she's like, oh no, you don't want me to? You don't think I would? I
Mhm.
will.
She's like, you need to do this for
Now
him.
you're getting
Yeah.
the picture.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
like, I will fucking own you. Basically, I was like, girl, go.
Oh, yeah, here it is right here.
Yes. And so he comes to pick him up. He takes him to McDonald's. And Mike's like, I was so excited to get that hot hamburger into my mouth.
Yeah.
The whole cab smelled like fries. And like, this is one of those things where we have those
childhood memories.
childhood memories, those olfactory senses that can bring stuff back. So I wouldn't want fries after that probably for
But
a
his
while.
stomach was in knots because he knew something was coming. Because
Yes.
he's with his dad. Yeah.
He was like,
Yes.
look, Nate, my dad said before we'd even unwrapped our food, I'm Mike.
Ugh,
Oh, that pissed me off too.
I know. This guy fucking sucks. He's trash.
Can't
He
even
is.
tell which child is which.
Yeah.
Fucking, ugh. You're the worst. Right. Look, I don't want you to feel like anything was your fault. Me leaving and the rest of it. It's not your fault. I couldn't deal with you or your brother or your mom. That's on me. You guys were probably fine. Hell, I don't know. You were kids. I just didn't want you, okay? You're not what I signed on for, and that's not your fault. Okay, I said. Good, said my dad. See, no shame in not being wanted. It's not like being unwanted. It isn't? Of course not. There's an old saying, but I don't remember it. That's so comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
he
what
is
fucking thing.
not a very comforting person.
He said it has to do with being what you want to be, not what. Anyway, I can't remember. You didn't do anything wrong. That's the point here, and your mom wants you to remember that. You couldn't help it. You're just you.
Mom
You're
Yeah.
just
wants you to know that.
you. It's like this is a you like
I didn't
that
want
is
you.
such a fucking
It's unfortunate you are you.
horrible thing
Yeah.
to say. You're just you.
It's fucking
If somebody talked to
that's
my
such
kid
an
that way,
the
open-ended
worst.
thing to say to a child.
yeah. If somebody talked to my kid that way, I'd fucking deck them.
Yep. All right. So he does get a job eventually at Chaz Unlimited Limited. Let's talk
my
about
God.
that.
Let's
talk
talk
about
about Chaz.
Wow, what a weird character.
Well, he's like, okay, so I think we all know somebody a little
Oh.
bit like
Oh,
Chaz.
I know people like Chaz, and I try to veer away from people like Chaz.
I don't think
That's
he's a-
fair.
He's not a,
He's hopeful,
but in the
he's very
worst way.
aspirational.
But
And
he's
he
like the
gets-
scummy scum.
He gets some shit done, but he does it halfway.
So
he
he's-
also does it illegally.
Yeah, I was gonna say so Chaz is like the king of the get rich schemes, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I just move my money around from here to there and yonder, and that way I don't get caught, blah blah blah. He's like, he's just always doing like,
And he says things in a way where it's like, oh, someone coming from like Mike's perspective, where it's like, oh, he knows what he's throwing out
Yeah.
all these business terms. He doesn't actually
Know anything about business.
He's just throwing out all the terms.
He just knows how
yeah.
to like swindle people.
Yep.
well, that's the thing.
And what is Chaz Unlimited? I don't even remember. It was
He
like some kind
doesn't even know
of, it
what
was like
Chaz
some
Unlimited
printing
is.
thing or something.
They were making bobblehead dolls.
That's
Mhm.
what it was.
And, like,
importing and
dolls.
exporting. And,
Yeah,
blah,
and
blah,
some
blah.
other bullshit like crappy stuff for
Yeah.
like teams and things like, you know, I don't know.
It's just very odd, but
Some
Yeah, buttons
bullshit
and weird
shit.
shit. It was very strange.
he's like that person who we all know this person who knows absolute dog shit
Yeah.
but walks and talks
Presents
with
Like,
such
you know-
confidence
Yeah.
Oh my.
that you believe what
Mhm.
he's a salesman is what he is.
At the first part, I did not. I think he was gonna fuck Mike over, and I'm so glad he didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because I was
think
so,
he was
I was
setting
like,
him up to
oh
take
my
the
god!
fall.
As soon as Chaz got introduced, I'm like, oh no!
What's gonna happen? Is he
And
gonna go to
then,
jail?
It really wasn't that bad for Mike, but I thought that
wasn't.
he was gonna
Because
take
he
him down.
wasn't
Set him up for a fall.
Able
guy.
Yeah,
to
I
get there
thought-
further
I thought.
along.
But yeah, you're right. He's just this dumbass guy that is just kind of fumbling along.
He is.
Okay, he didn't explicitly say this, but I feel like this would be a gig that he'd get off Craigslist. Like this would definitely be like
100%.
Chaz Unlimited, limited,
Mhm.
blah blah blah. He put all the flashy words out there, and then
For
Mike
sure.
was like, "Hey, let me meet up with you," and he definitely was like, "Oh yeah." And the entire book, when he's talking about Chaz, he's like, "He's a good guy. He's helpful. He's a good guy." You know,
Yes.
he's not ever like talking bad about him, but he's not.
100% like on board either.
Yeah, he's like,
I think he was completely sold in at first, and I think it's that money talking
Yeah.
at the first. I think he'd
Oh.
been
Well,
He's like, you
I
can
mean,
have
of
all these
course,
higher-
when
Well, he
you
did
don't
get a
have
better
money
pay.
and you're promised money, like it's okay, yeah.
all right. So then we do a conversation, TMI, the chapter's TMI, with Nick about what happened with Doug Goebel. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
that didn't go well.
No, it didn't, because as we know, Nick is very homophobic,
Very.
and he's been all the conversations he's had with Mike have been he's been throwing out the F word, all that stuff. And then Mike just has a breaking point. He's like, "Hey, by the way, this happened when I was in 4th grade. How do you feel about that?" And he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
And he like ran away basically.
Well, it was like funny too because he was like, "So wait, you're not like in love with me, are you?" Like,
Ugh.
That part I fucking was like, Nick,
why
You
are they
are
all
not.
so self-assured that
you're gay. That means you like me.
yeah.
It's like,
No!
dude, fuck you.
Everyone has their own fucking taste, whether
Yeah.
they're gay or not.
That
And it
pissed
doesn't
me
mean
off.
that if they come out to you, and not that he did at this moment, but that they like you. Like, fucking get over yourself.
Yeah.
But so this whole entire weird conversation was happening, and he was like, "Okay, so assuming these guys that were looking at you were gay,"
Yeah.
I said. He's like, "Shh," glancing up and down the bar. "How did it make you feel? Like kicking their asses? Come on, honestly, what did it feel like?" He scratched his neck and looked vaguely in the other direction. "It didn't feel like anything, Michael. You were flattered, weren't you? Admit it." It's like, fuck off. Just admit it. It didn't really make a difference, did it? If it was a dude or a woman, either way you felt good about yourself. You felt wanted. You're sick, you know that. There's no way in hell you're gonna make a
He's such a
F word
stooge.
out of me.
Yep.
Is that what you're trying to do? Is that what you think this is about? Believe me, Nick, even if I were gay, I'd have zero interest in you. And he's like, good. He was like, you hate women. You hate Mexicans. You hate gays. I don't hate women. You hate these people because you're scared, Nick. Bullshit.
Mhm.
Because you're insecure about your own intelligence, your own sexuality, your own measly job, because you... And just like that, Nick stood up without a word and walked out of
away.
Tequila's.
Yep. He
The
ran
truth
away.
is, I was glad to see him go, but still, I couldn't believe I'd never seen him leave a full picture like that.
Yeah. He left his beer.
The truth hurts.
So now we're at where Chaz and Mike go to the bar to talk about business, and he sees Remy there.
We talk about the weirdness
Which
of
weirdness.
Remy being
Oh.
there and her person that's there with her.
I thought that was weird too. It's her brother, but
Yeah.
I thought that was weird that her brother's arm was around her.
That's what I said too. 'Cause
I was like,
Mike was like, I had poetry in my heart,
I
god
was
damn
like,
it.
That's weird.
But none of that mattered when the dude in the straight brimmed Yankees cap and the big black gauges in his earlobes sat next to Remy, draping his arm around her. I immediately did an about face. I hoped before she saw me. My brother has never once done that to me, and I'm glad.
Yeah, but maybe it's like
Pictures,
Mike's
like,
point of view of like, you know.
pictures maybe.
Yeah,
That's it.
we're not gonna be
Not
doing
like
that
that
at
at
a
a
restaurant.
bar.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
That's
very
icky
strange.
weird.
Yeah, weird.
So
And
they,
he's never mentioned again either.
no,
Really,
that was
So,
the
like,
one time.
That was odd.
I think
Yeah.
it was basically. I think that the
I
only
think
reason
it
it
was just
there
Mike,
for
like just interpreting things different
Yes.
than what it should have been. Yeah. So maybe it was like his perspective that was weird.
well, and maybe to say
But
that he
who
was
knows?
jealous of this.
Oh, he was definitely
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole point of this.
And then when
chapter
he
being
realized,
ended.
oh, he's not a threat because he's her brother.
Yeah, and I think it
Yeah.
also just made him feel more awkward
Yeah.
than he already was, because he was
Yeah.
like, "Do I talk to her? Do I not? Did she see me? I don't
Yeah.
know." And then he's like, "Yeah, okay."
But they started texting each other and like just like,
Yes.
oh hey, what's going on?
But then on 109, it talks about like how they're developing intimacy, but their conversations that he's referring to were so
Bleh.
yeah, they were like very like
They're the small talk. It reminds me of the small talk that you get on like dating apps, and then you just stop talking to each other
Yeah, like they're not really connecting
because
like
it's like I really don't care about this
in a
and
heartfelt
there's
way.
nothing
It's more of
being
like a
actually said.
superficial way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was very superficial, and I was like, that's not intimacy at all.
Yeah.
No,
But-
not really. No,
But at the same time, like he hasn't had that before.
Not
so
really.
He's like, oh, is this what it's like?
I
You know?
guess so. I guess
Yeah.
so. It's just like one of those things where I'm like, I don't see this as intimate at all.
Yeah.
yeah, I
No.
don't see it as intimacy, but I also can see where maybe he's confusing that with the whole like starting to get to know somebody, so then you
Mhm.
know a little bit more about them in whatever way, but like it's not actual intimacy, if you will.
Yeah.
Also on page 109 is a really good I love this. It's another example of why I actually love Freddie. So Freddie's actually really good with Nate, and I
Yeah,
thought that
he
was
is really good with Nate. Yeah.
interesting
Mhm.
and cute, and I appreciated that part because I guess he's just like a simple dude, and he just talks to Nate like he's a normal guy. And Nate's getting upset because there is like they're at a buffet and food is a trigger for Nate, and Freddie is like Nate's sensei. At the buffet, when Nate started to work himself up into a state, Freddie remained calm and made eye contact with him. "Look here, boy. I feel your pain. They ain't never enough blueberries in them waffles. Damn near drive a man crazy. But you a grown man, dog. Remember that. Fact is, you a well-grown man, and sometimes a man gotta bear up in the face of adversity. They's a truckload of waffles not 50 feet from here, and they're all you can eat. You get your fill of blueberries. You just relax now, boy."
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
really good with him.
Yeah.
It's just the way he says things. It's like how he puts it is so funny to me, but like it works.
Yeah. No, he's good with him, and it's like meaningful.
Yes.
So that is during the chapter where they go to a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
They're spending their money to go to a buffet, and then they go to the flea market.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, Mike has the Chaz job, so he's like kind of.
I
got all this
money. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend some things on some things, and I don't remember all the things that he spent, but he bought like
Some records,
5 or 6
a
things,
lawnmower,
yeah.
a
Mhm.
fishing pole,
yeah,
and
he
a
bought a
tackle
new
box.
lawnmower because his
Yeah.
lawnmower was stolen. That was the big item, but
Mhm.
he was like, and looking back, he's like, it was probably kind of not great to do that, but I wanted to do it because it felt good to buy something.
It was
for
all
myself.
less than $100, and that's like the sad thing is like when you're that broke,
Yeah.
$100 can break you
Yeah.
completely.
Mhm.
And he bought this stuff, and he felt guilty doing it.
Yep.
And then it turned around and bit him in the ass for biting it. Like,
Well, and then like he bought this lawnmower, and they didn't have any room for it in the car, so he had to push it home.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he got a ride from this dude that was really judgmental and pretty racist, I think.
yeah.
Oh, he was.
Honestly.
It
Yeah.
said that his truck had a bunch of angry bumper stickers on it, which
Yeah.
I'm gonna just assume are like fucking MAGA everything or
Yeah,
something.
he was just like, I'm gonna pick you up, but then I'm gonna be the shittiest like guy to judge you this entire time. Be like, where were you coming from? What were you doing? Like, I feel like he thought that he stole the mower.
He
or
definitely
something.
did.
Yeah.
And so he actually insinuated that he stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, so it's just like
Because he said someone
coincidence.
related to him had
I
theirs
I think
stolen.
it's like his brother-in-law or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like a coincidence then that my daughter's brother-in-law got his mower stolen a couple weeks back. Green, just like that one. Turns out he's quite an angler too. Where'd you say you live? And it was just like, you just are assuming this kid pushing the mower by the side of the road's a fucking thief.
Mm-hmm.
He got it from a flea market. He's just trying to get it home.
Yep.
What a weird fucking interaction.
Yep. So then Mike actually says he wants to move into the shed because he's like, okay, I'm going to move into the shed so that my mower is safe there. And then Freddie can move into the house. So that happens. But where does Freddie really move into?
He moves into mom's bedroom.
Yeah. So like the next morning he's like, oh.
He's like, that's when I realized that there had been an official changing of the guard.
Yep.
My status as head of household had been usurped by a man who recorded homemade soundtracks to 1980s porn.
Mm-hmm.
With his nuts out, no
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
I just like, I think that was funny, but he was just like so shocked. But I'm like, I really wasn't that shocked.
I wasn't
No,
either.
oh, no,
I was like,
yeah.
I could see that happening.
Well, and there's something that I think Freddie says where he's like, I could have afforded. Well,
Oh,
it's
this
later
was
on.
later,
It's
yeah.
later on.
Why do you think I did this?
Yeah,
You know, I could have
yeah,
afforded my own
so I don't
place.
have to talk about it now, but
Yeah.
he does talk about it later, where it's like, yeah,
Yes.
we all knew
It was
why
just
he was moving
a waiting
into
game.
the shed.
Yes.
So then we get to a celebration on the reservation every year called Chief Seattle Days. So that happens. It's a powwow.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to that with, Freddie, and he's kind of wandering around. He runs into Nick.
Yeah, he's with Freddie and Nate.
Yep.
And
Freddie and Nate are
Nick.
there, and he runs into Nick.
That was actually almost a...
It was the first time he'd seen him since they had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, it wasn't that awkward. Familiarity trumps just about anything in the end. Why else would we keep making them same mistakes over and over?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So they wander down and they meet the guitar kid that,
Was at the grocery store when
yeah,
Yeah.
Mike went to do the Coinstar thing.
his name's Marlon.
Yes.
So they all go down to like the river and they're kind of just like around a bonfire, just, playing songs and just like having a good time,
And Marlon's terrible at guitar.
Yeah.
And
And Freddie
Freddie
kind of
teaches
teaches
him
him some
stuff.
things,
Yep.
which I thought was really cute.
I did too. I was like, oh, that's cute.
And there's actually a quote that I wanted to read. For now, I had this beach fire, the lapping of the surf, these people, this beer, this laughter, these pretzels, this music, this momentary sensation that, in spite of all the unrest and injustice and hatred and greed, in spite of the cold, uncaring stars wheeling above us, we live in the most beautiful of all possible worlds. And yes, the moments are fleeting, like my mom's smile, and it's not often we have control over them, and that just makes them all the sweeter. I started misting over in spite of myself, wiping my eyes as though the smoke were to blame, but my friend saw right through it. What's the matter, boy? Freddie wanted to know. Nick put a hand on my shoulder. What up, bro? Just happy, I said. That's all. And that's why I really like that, because he's like, okay, I got a good job. All my people that I like are together,
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, this is good, but I know something's going to happen.
It felt like this was almost a turning point in the book because I
Yeah.
felt like he finally started like recognizing that you can appreciate those small
The
moments
small
Mm.
things,
and
yeah.
be happy
With
because
the
like
people and the...
yeah, it's
Mhm.
just about being surrounded with good people, and it doesn't matter if you're just roasting fucking hot dogs over a fire and drinking a couple of beers with good people and listening to shitty fucking tunes on a guitar. But like, it felt like he finally found some peace. And
Yeah.
I felt like that
Yes.
was a big turning point.
That
in
was the
book
first
for
time
him.
that I felt like he was okay with where he was at.
Yes. And I think that's a really important thing, because I think whenever we find our community, our place in the world, that things usually start improving once we find our people. We start believing in ourselves a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And so I think we find our place in the world more easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I just like that quote a lot.
I actually had that in there.
It was like one of the first times that I'm like, sigh of relief, you know?
Yes. But then what happens?
Chaz gets arrested. Up until this point, I was like, okay, the books that we read are very devastating. And I really thought that Chaz was going to, like,
Fuck him over big time.
oh, really big time. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It sounded like he was setting him up
I
for
was
a
like-
fall guy.
I was
Yeah.
like, yes, definitely. And I was like, okay, he's going to be arrested and Mike's not going to be in trouble. I was
Yeah.
like, phew.
I thought for sure he was setting him up for like some drug bust
No,
shit.
I totally
Yeah,
thought that. I
same.
totally thought that. So I was like, wow, thank goodness that did not happen.
And then he immediately has remorse for all of the like shit that he bought.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
what does he go out and do?
Oh, he goes to the casino.
Yes.
Mhm.
When he starts gambling, and what happens is he's gambling and he's doing good. And then he bets too much and then he loses his money.
Yep.
Yep.
He does get a ride home from Tino on the way home, which is his he used to work with him at the
yeah.
old lawn care place. And then he has his date with Remy.
Yeah.
And at this point, Chaz is gone, so he doesn't have all the money that he thought he had. So he basically is like, hey, why don't we just do a picnic and kind of make do with what we have? So they do that. It starts raining a lot.
Which was like, it was actually kind of a cute date.
It
like,
was a cute date.
Yeah.
No, it was very wholesome. It was like, I think it was a cute date. You
Yeah.
know? It starts raining, so they get rained out of the date and they have to move into some shelter, basically. So
Which
Remy's like, why don't we go to Tide's Inn? And,
To be the tight
and Mike's like, can we go to a different bar? And she's like, this one's the closest one. He's like, okay. By the way, my mom works there. So they go to the Tide's Inn, and I think his mom buys them some drinks,
Yes.
which is really cute. And he says, he's like, I know that she's taking this out of her pay cut, too.
Mhm.
Which I thought was really, like, you know,
Sweet of
it
her.
hit me.
Mhm.
Yep. And I think they do end up kissing.
They do in the parking lot.
Yes. Yeah. Like on the way out, they kiss.
But she was like, you don't have to go home with me, because he was acting all nervous.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't? And she's like, no, you don't have to. And he was like,
Yeah.
relieved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he was also very confused. Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He seems very confused about what he wants and what he thinks he's supposed to do.
Yes, exactly. And
In a lot of
she
things.
picked up on that.
Yeah.
She's like, I could tell you feel awkward, so we don't have to necessarily do this, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one of his teeth starts acting up.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse.
Mhm.
And he's on a bus going somewhere, but it craps out. And it craps out where there's a protest going on. He sees Andrew out the window of the bus protesting for something. He's like, oh, I know that guy. He works at the library and he's protesting something.
So it's raining really hard. They're all like they're all holding these like
Picket signs.
Picket signs, and
Yeah.
the water's just running over them, and like everything's running off of these signs. He saw Andrew, and it said he was the least miserable looking of the Crusaders.
Hmm.
In fact, there was something heroic about the way he was waving his sign defiantly, like a challenge, as though the weather were just one more oppressive force thwarting his cause. A cause I was still unable to ascertain, since his picket sign looked like a fucking Rorschach test.
Oh, yeah, because it's bleeding
Yeah.
everywhere. Yep.
But I'd be a liar if I said the protest wasn't sort of inspiring, whatever it was about. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't wish, if only for a moment, that I could be like Andrew, waving that sign as though he believed he could deter the ruinous forces of greed and global warming, as if he believed he could actually save the world with it.
It says, still, it got me to thinking that I could probably do more to make the world a better place. But first, old Mike Munoz had to save himself, and that meant making some money, some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm. So he sells all the items he basically bought back at the flea market, including the lawnmower, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to think if he
he's
actually
trying to sell them. I don't think he actually sold all of the things.
Yeah. I thought that he tried to resell his lawnmower.
He did,
but I don't think.
But
he
I don't
sold
think
it.
it's sold because it said by
okay.
2:00 I'd slashed the mower down to $35 or
yeah.
best offer.
Oh yeah,
by
and he's talking about how
307 or
Freddie's
best
really
offer.
good at selling
his pornography.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Hey,
Yeah.
you like sexy ladies with
You
big
like the bush?
bushes?
And then we get to the Freddie DDS chapter.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about that. So, as we stated, he had a tooth that was giving him some problems.
Well, and tooth pain is like
it's not.
it's one
good.
of the worst pains there
well,
is.
because it's like
consistently.
nerves all up in your fucking head, so of course it's not great.
No.
And they don't have the money to go to a doctor, so Mike is just like suffering.
And he's like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, he gets up in the middle of the night, like tears in his eyes,
Take
and he's
this
like,
out of
"Take
my
it
face."
out."
And Freddie's like, I got this. I can do this.
Because Freddie had said something about doing it before, and he's like, "Fuck you, Freddie."
Right. Yeah.
And then
He's like, no, I got this. Just give me some
He's like,
pliers.
Are you for real? You want me to do this?
Oh,
He's
this-
like, yes.
this was such a fucking shit show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I was mad about this already because he had to do this, because he should. No one should have to fucking pull their teeth with a pair of pliers. No one should have to do medical care in general on themselves
But dental
because
work
they can't afford it.
is the least covered
Yes.
Yeah.
for low income.
Yeah.
So
And it's
then
hella expensive.
it's
Yeah.
hella expensive, but it's also very detrimental when you have bad teeth when it comes to getting a job.
Yeah.
So if you're already broke, you have bad teeth, you can't afford to get them fixed properly or whatever, taken care of, and you try to get a job to help better your situation so you can do that, like, you're basically screwed because it's just a vicious cycle of no.
This made me really mad and sad, and this is the state of our country.
Yep.
And hopefully it gets better someday.
All right. So I
Boy.
have some things to read
Yes.
because I feel like reading the actual conversation.
This was so...
the build. I gasped.
Okay.
It was so funny and not funny.
I
I was just
know,
like,
yeah.
this is a like Three Stooges thing waiting to happen.
Exactly. So Mike wakes up his mom and Freddie in the middle of the night, and Freddie's like, I got this. Come down here. I'm going to pull it out.
He's got a pair of needle nose pliers.
Every second felt like an eternity as he worked the
Amazing.
pliers around deliberately, Mom shining the flashlight for him. When he finally had a satisfactory grip, he said, now I'm going to count to 3, and then it's just going to be all over. Okay, dog? I clenched my eyes shut and moaned by way of consent. Okay, now.
Oh,
ready?
he did chloroseptic too.
Oh,
Just
okay.
so we're clear.
Okay, well, there's something.
He tried to clean it.
Okay, now.
Try to
Ready.
numb it more like it.
Mhm.
1. That's when he pulled it on 1. Immediately, blood started gushing out of my mouth, my mom frantically staunching it with a dish towel. Well, looky here, said Freddie, holding the pliers up to the light. There was a tooth in the pliers, all right, cleanly excised, root and all. He did a good job. Freddie had managed a tidy extraction. What did old Freddie tell you? Easy as 1, 2, 3. Though the evidence was right there in front of me, in the form of a bloody molar, something was terribly wrong. The pain had not relented 1 iota. The realization was not long in arriving. The tears came faster and hotter. He pulled the wrong tooth.
Yes.
You pulled the wrong fucking tooth! It's the incisor!
He ended up.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
How hard you would have to fucking pull that tooth that
I
wasn't
know.
already loose.
I was like,
Oh.
Dude.
I'm also like thinking, like, how did he not break his other teeth trying to pull that
Uh-huh.
That sucks.
out? Yeah.
So then he just grabs the pliers and he does it himself and passes the fuck out.
Which is wild.
That is hardcore. So that happened. And then Mike is still trying to find some more work. And he goes into the Subway, like the sandwich shop, to be like, okay, maybe I'll apply there. And who does he find there?
A guy from a previous job he applied to at the newspaper.
Yeah. Who's the manager of the Subway now?
Yeah.
So that's
Who
pretty
still
defeating.
hadn't read his reading sample.
It's kind of defeating, but at the
He
same
did
time,
read
it's
it.
like,
He did,
hey,
yeah.
I'm not the
Some
only one in
asshole.
this place, you know? Like,
Mm.
I was like, that's an interesting interaction right there. Because it's like, okay, that sucks, but also, hey, you're put on my level now, so.
Yeah. And I love that he did ask him about his writing sample, and he was like, did you read it? And he was like, yeah, I did read it and whatever. So he was kind of telling him how much it sucked and all these things. And Mike is like, well, the guy was like, worst of all, he said, you buried the lead. Bury this, I said, giving him the finger. And I thought that was the
Bury
funniest,
this. Yep.
funniest thing.
It's like, what do you fucking know?
yeah, like now you work at a
Dude.
fucking Subway.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now we get to a scary chapter.
Yeah, this was really
Mm.
fucked up and pissing me off.
Yeah, so basically, Mike, Freddie, and Nate are driving somewhere. I don't remember where.
Doctor appointment.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, because Nate's had some health issues, and they get pulled over by a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And Nate starts freaking out, and so the cop doesn't, really know how to deal with this because he's a fucking cop, and he doesn't know how to deal with things like this because...
God forbid someone have mental health issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. One quote I did not like, but I was like, this would be good to read, was when they first got pulled over. Mike said, I kept my hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel like I read somewhere you're supposed to do, so that the cop can see them at all times. That way maybe he wouldn't beat the shit out of me or shoot me in the face. One thing became quickly apparent as we waited on the shoulder. The situation did not agree with Nate. So this whole time, Nate's getting more aggravated. And Mike's kind of like just being like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just going to say... Because he's
Well,
frustrated. He's frustrated.
Yeah.
He is, and I think he was trying to do the things that you're
He's just
supposed to do.
exhausted
Anything.
and frustrated, though.
Yes,
Because the cop's not helping the situation.
no, he's not,
And Freddie's
and I think
scared.
that's what pissed him off.
Freddie's scared because
Mhm.
Freddie's a black man.
Yes,
And he is fucking scared because he's like,
Freddie's trying to
This
calm
could-
Nate down.
yeah, Freddie's kind of trying to calm Nate down. And he's like, this could go bad.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what happened too was a culmination of things. So the cop gets out of the car. Mike's trying to do the right thing, 10 and 2, all the things that you do. The cops, even I do that, even though I am a white woman and probably don't have a super high risk. I always have my hands at 10 and 2 just because I am a little bit afraid of police officers. Probably not for the same reasons. And then it's a power thing. I don't like.
Well, I mean, it's a power thing for anybody. But
It is,
It's
but
a power
like,
thing and a racial thing.
it's a
for
power
people.
thing and a racial thing for Freddie.
Yeah.
It's a power thing and you could put me in a bad... Men use positions of power in really gross ways
No.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read too much, like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's not a good, yeah.
true
I get,
crime shit.
I get why Freddie was freaking out.
I get why Freddie was freaking
Mhm.
out, and he had more reason to freak out than I have to freak out.
well, and he's also
cops
an
freak me out.
older person of color than Mike, so he was like,
Well, and Mike doesn't
Dude.
look like a person of color. From everything that they, like, talk about in this book, Mike doesn't look like a person of color.
Right. It's pretty passing.
He's
Yeah.
he's passing, which is bullshit. Like, a bullshit term, but like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Gross.
it's gross.
I was freaking out during this chapter.
I
was
did
like,
not
oh
like
my
this.
God, what's gonna happen?
Yes, but the cop immediately targets onto Freddie. He sees that Freddie's a black man,
Mhm.
even though Freddie's not driving. Again, Freddie's
No.
in the fucking back.
Mike is driving.
Mike's driving. Freddie's in the back with Nate, trying to calm Nate the
him
fuck down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, of the 3 people in the car, I would immediately be focused on Nate, who is freaking the fuck out. I
Yeah.
would not be focused on the black man in the car.
Or the driver.
Or the driver. I'd be like, there's a big fucking 300-pound man freaking out in the back seat. Holy shit.
Is he on
Yeah.
drugs or is he okay?
Yeah.
No, does he need help?
And so he's yelling to roll down the window, but it didn't roll down.
Oh, yeah, because it's broken.
And so he tells everybody to step out of the car. And Freddy steps out, but he's like very pointed about the way he steps out of the car. He makes sure that his hands are up
Yep.
and that he can be
Mhm.
seen at all moments. That he's very cautious in this moment, because he doesn't want anything to go bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike's trying to, explain, hey, he's got special needs about his brother. And he's like, well, calm him down. And he's pointing a gun at Freddy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, when Freddy got out of the car, his knee bumped the car into drive, which was like another thing that was like, it's just a culmination of things
Yeah.
that
Bad
went
thing
wrong.
after another.
Comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the car.
The car starts rolling forward or backward, I don't remember which, but
Yeah.
toward the cop car, so probably backward if I had to guess, because
Yeah.
usually the cop car parks
Backward,
behind
yeah.
you.
Mhm.
And so the cop starts like trying to shoot at the tires.
Yeah, he was shooting at the tires.
He shot at the tires, and
Mhm.
it was just this whole thing. And then the cop finally, after he gets it like all in parked, he's like, well, do you have any idea why I pulled you over? Because he's black, I
Mhm.
said. What did you say? He didn't say nothing, said Freddy, shooting me a look. I pulled you over because your muffler is nearly dragging, he said with his eye twitching, which is like such a fucking bullshit thing
Mhm.
anyway. It's like,
Yeah.
is a nearly dragging muffler against the law? I said, I recommend you get it fixed. Are you gonna arrest us? Don't tempt me, said the cop. Boy, be quiet, said Freddy. Consider this a courtesy stop.
It's kind of scary.
Yep, and then...
And he does actually shoot the tire, does he actually?
No, he missed.
He doesn't? Okay.
Yeah.
He's
He
not a good
missed
shot.
Nope.
Because he said, good thing you're such a crappy shot, I said
Yep.
to the cop as he walked back to the cruiser.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just damn it, Mike, shut the fuck
What was
up.
that?
And Freddy's like, get the fuck in the
He's
car,
like,
dude.
didn't say nothing, said Freddy.
Yeah.
Get the fucking car.
So the whole reason they were driving was to get to this fucking doctor appointment because Nate has had some issues with breathing,
Shortness of breath.
and stuff like that. And the interaction with the doctor's not great.
Well, because
They're basically shaming Mike and his family for not taking care of Nate, where it's like, well, yes, Nate's overweight, but I can't really.
He's gonna
He's
eat
gonna
what
eat what
he
he's gonna
wants
eat.
to eat.
Yeah,
That's
like,
a fact.
Yeah.
It's
and,
just-
and the way that she talked to them was
It's
like,
and you know what? I don't blame them. It's easier to give in on stupid stuff
Yeah.
like that than
Yeah.
fight with someone every
Yeah.
single time.
Especially when it's a physical fight.
Yeah.
so yeah, she basically like guilted him into being like,
This is my fault.
yeah,
Mhm.
Even though it wasn't. And
even more weight on his shoulders of like things that he needs to take care of.
people do the best they can with the information and knowledge they have. There's deficits everywhere. You have to consider what access people have to healthcare. You have to consider what access people have to a fucking grocery store. Where's the nearest grocery store? Is it the gas station down the street? Because guess what they have? Probably chips and milk.
Yep.
Like, you do your best with what you have access to.
Mike sees Andrew petitioning in front of a store. And then he also has a conversation with Tino at a Mexican restaurant. They're kind of just like, hey, how have you been? Like, let's just catch up. I thought this was relevant, though, because they're having a conversation. And Mike's like, well, Tino's talking about his family and, like, his family's back in Mexico.
Yes.
And
He's just sending money to them.
Yeah, sending him money to them as much as he can.
And I think he's sharing a room
Yep.
with like 5 other people.
And Mike says, but at least my family wasn't a million miles away. At least angry white men weren't calling for my deportation, blaming me for their problems. At least they weren't trying to wall my people out. And then Tino says, all I want, Miguel, is to get by.
Mm-hmm.
And that just really hit me because I was like, I mean, that's literally what's going on right now, too. This was written like in 2019. And it's like, oh, Still the same shit going on.
Well, and then he says further, he said, it's not supposed to be this way, Miguel.
Yep.
It's supposed to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And that just like, that hit me too. I was
Yeah.
really upset. And like, we're seeing this in real time right now.
Oh, yeah. He's literally working his ass off to send money back to his family.
Yeah. I mean, so Mike's like, in my experience, yeah, because of like it's supposed to get better or whatever. He's like, in my experience, yeah, right before it all goes to shit again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said that. And that was heartbreaking too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then we get into running into Doug Goebel.
Doug
Let's talk about that fucking guy.
Not Doug,
So he
the
like,
4th grade pee-pee slurper.
yeah.
Pee-pee slurper. The 4th grade pee-pee slurper.
Jesus. So, Sam.
We had to have some levity.
It's funny.
That was a transition.
All right.
Not the 4th grade pee-pee slurper.
So how does he meet up with Doug?
Oh, so he goes back to that Coinstar. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and he
he's
breaks
going to-
his
Yeah, and he's like picking up
because he broke
change.
he broke his coin jar.
Yeah.
and it went every fucking where.
Yeah, so of course Doug Goebel, who we've seen billboards of all around the fucking city,
Forever.
waltzes up to him in his, I'm sure his fucking suit and his tie, looking all fucking Barbie kin.
Well,
whatever.
And he said some shithead thing.
Oh, he's a fucking tool. I do not like this Doug
I
Goebel
don't.
guy.
What did he say? Because there was like something.
Pee-pee slurper guy.
Because there
Doug
was.
Pee-pee slurper Goebel.
Doug, the 4th grade pee-pee slurper.
Oh.
Fuck that guy. No, because I really think we'll get into it, but
He said, I dropped something. Your piggy bank? Like, he was just being a shit. Like, he was
Yeah.
just being a little shithead. He
He's-
pissed me off.
he's very like power hungry.
He is.
He knows he's in control, and that's why he is gravitating to Mike, because he knows he could control him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I think that I feel like that whole interaction that they had whenever they were younger,
Mm-hmm.
I
Is it
feel
like a
like it was
power
a
thing?
predatory thing from Doug.
It's very possible because he even said like when he was younger, he was already like learning how to manipulate people
Yeah.
and whatnot. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
like the more we get to know Doug, the more I'm like, I feel like that was definitely like a that was a negative thing on you, dude.
So a lot of the times, this isn't always true, but a lot of the times that we see these people who are very good manipulators, psychologically, they've had some, there's some stuff that usually happens with them where they start manipulating things to get their needs met.
yeah,
And then they get
that's
really...
what Doug's doing.
hmm And then they get really good at it, and because they get what they want, they just continue that line of behavior. It's not
Like,
always
I have
that.
something you need, so if you give me this, I'll give you
if
that.
you give me the pee-pee slurping,
Yeah.
then I'll give
Doug,
you this job.
Pee-pee slurping Google.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so fucking
Jesus.
gross.
So gross. Sam, you coined that, so that's your fault.
Is it Doug Goebel or
I think it's
I'm saying Google.
I say
But
Goebel.
it's probably
it's
Goebel.
Goebel? It's
That's what I
I'm
say,
saying
Goebel.
Google though.
It's
'Cause
Goebel
he's a-
because
he's
of
a
his-
goober.
Goober.
Yeah.
He's a goober. He's a slurping goober.
Jesus.
But anyway, so they have this interaction as like
An erection.
No, interaction.
Interaction, not an erection. Interaction.
Oh God.
So they have this interaction at the grocery store, and you can tell that like Goebel has this power dynamic where he's like, oh yeah, I remember you, and hey, why don't we talk? Maybe I could get you this,
I could get you a job.
I get you a job, an arrangement. And of course, Mike's gonna be like interested in it because he needs a fucking job.
Right. And this guy is like the hottest shit that's selling
Yeah.
houses.
But it's really predatory. Like, he's so fucking predatory, this Doug guy.
Yeah.
To
He's-
everybody.
Well, because he okay, so
He's
he
so
sees
sleazy.
someone he knows
Yep.
picking change up off the ground recognizes that somebody's in a tight spot for money
Mm-hmm.
and is like, oh, well, let me see if I can make this an opportunity for me.
Quid pro
No,
quo
he's
is
definitely like
not
a-
something that we're allowed to
He's
do.
a predator
Yes.
in many ways, I
Yeah.
feel like. And not just in the sexual way. Like,
Yeah.
he's a predator in, like, the monetary way.
Very much
Faux
so.
show.
He takes advantage of people to profit in any way he can. He doesn't care who he hurts as long as he's getting what he wants.
Yeah. So basically, Doug is like, hey, I want you to start doing landscaping jobs for me, but also I want you to park your shitty car down the street. I don't want people in the neighborhood to see your shitty car.
Yeah.
Which is stupid that he did that.
He's talking about, I'm going to pay you so much money. Like, I'm going to pay
Oh,
you
yeah.
pretty
He's
good,
giving him
right?
some numbers. Yep.
Yeah. And
So I'll pay you this much for this much, blah, 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 doing the whole salesy thing.
yes, my last guy was Mexican. I was paying him 10. So why pay me 20? I know, right? I guess because I like you. Not really. No, really, why? Because you do superlative work? Come on, Goebel, why? Well, you do good work, you really do. But the fact is, prospective homebuyers, the ones I sell to, they don't want to see Mexicans in their prospective neighborhood. You get one Mexican in there, and pretty soon you've got a crew of Mexicans in there. You may as well park a taco truck in the driveway.
Yeah.
What a fuck. And it's racist.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole. And like,
Yep.
business-wise, I recognize that sometimes you have to make accommodations for certain clientele that you really don't fucking want to because it's bullshit. But the way he does this is racist as fuck
Oh,
and
yeah.
rude.
Oh, and very classist, too. Racist
Yes.
and classist.
It's racist
Yep.
and classist, and he says he doesn't feel that way, but you can tell he absolutely feels that
Oh,
way.
yeah. Definitely.
Regardless of where he fucking came from.
Yeah, no. He's just manipulating people.
I love too that he tries to like make it okay and be like, I'm, don't confuse me with my clients. I'm fine with Mexicans. I just ate at Casa Rojas the other
Yeah.
day.
I know a black guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, and yeah,
I'm
I know
not
you're Mexican,
racist.
but not Mexican. Not that it makes a difference to me anyway. But
Yeah.
you don't look Mexican, and that's the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And just like,
Ugh.
Well,
Wow.
and then he said,
good for you eating at a Mexican restaurant.
and then he
That's
went
probably
on.
owned by white people.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off because that's like the equivalent of being like, you're racist and you don't like black people. I have a black friend.
Or I have a cousin that's black or
Yeah.
whatever, you're like, no, gang.
That doesn't
It doesn't
make
mean you're
you
not a fucking racist.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But yeah, he even went on further than that. And he's like, as long as you don't grow one of those peach fuzz mustaches or start
Yes.
wearing cowboy boots on Saturday night or listening to salsa music really loud, you'll be okay.
Well, and
as
again,
long as you don't do these stereotypes.
I feel like this whole thing, like, he's such a young dude, and like all the interactions with his dad have been bad. So of course he's like trying to not really be in touch with his heritage on that side of the family. But it's shitty because it's like now you have these like white people just being like, don't be Mexican. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
why? Like, it's so negative. It's
Yeah.
so shitty.
I love
it's
that-
like, of course he's like trying not to be because it's being shoved down his throat not to
But
be.
it's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I needed Goebel to stop talking before I punched him in the throat and fucked up the best opportunity anyone had ever offered me. And it's just like, yeah, he deserves to be punched in the throat.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he definitely does. So then Doug Goebel, he's like, I have one plot of land with a house on it that I have that I'm trying to sell for real estate. It's my first one. I really want to get into this like country club area because it's really fucking rich. So I want you to go there and do some landscaping.
Mhm.
And so Mike goes there, and there's this creepy neighbor
Oh,
just kind of looking
God.
at him. He was creepy as shit. He was just like watching him, being all weird.
It's Pigott
Yeah, Judd Piggott.
Judd Piggott.
So
I was like, is it Piggott or Peugeot?
Peugeot?
It's probably Peugeot. But
Peugeot.
I called him
Piggott. Yeah,
But
that's how I
yeah,
read
I'd
it.
be like, Piggott.
Judd Piggott.
Like you bigot.
So he's doing his like landscaping stuff, and this neighbor guy comes up and approaches him and is like, "Hey, would you want to do my landscaping too?" And Mike's like, "Well, I don't really know, because I'm like, I feel like that wouldn't be fair to Doug, because I'm like hired by him. Like, I don't know. Like, he's trying to do the moral thing, which I get.
Mhm.
He's trying to be loyal,
Yes.
which, I mean, Mike is loyal to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yep. So then Mike goes to Doug and basically is like, "Hey, I turned down Judd," and Judd's like, and Doug's like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" Like,
I set that up, basically.
and he basically tells him this whole scheme about how he wanted him to infiltrate the country club to be a spy, to basically be his little person that tells him what's going on, so he could infiltrate the neighborhood and make it more like.
He's basically trying to get these properties.
Yeah, and in a
For him
way
to
he
sell.
was like, "Well, I'm trying to get this like big football guy in
listings.
there," and it's like, okay, well, trying to get more like people of color in there, but also it's like, well, you're doing this because of selfish reasons, not
Yeah.
because of like good reasons.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
wants to mix it up and make sure that everybody else fucking leaves,
Exactly.
basically.
Yeah, because
So-
he wants the
yeah.
listings because it'll make him way
Yeah.
more money.
Exactly, it's all selfish reasons
And that was like a whole
thing.
fucked up thing that pissed me
Mhm.
off,
I
too.
know. Yep.
There was a lot of racism in that.
Oh,
whole chat.
definitely. Yes. So then Mike goes back to Judd and is like, "Okay, I'll take the job." And Judd's like, "Well, now you're going to have to take a pay cut because that offer doesn't stand anymore." Which I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
"Fuck you."
Yeah, I'd been
Yes.
like, I'm
Fuck
out.
you.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
you know,
not your fucking
he's
play
just
toy.
doing he's like a little pawn and they're just like playing him.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's so sad.
Piggott finds out about the athlete
Yeah.
that's maybe moving into the one house, and he gets all pissy about it. And there's this really interesting little quote on page 225 that pissed me off and made me want to punch Piggott in the face. "Why should I move? My family's been here for over 100 years. We settled this island. Well, before you, it belonged to the Squamish tribe, and they used it as a hunting ground. Well, not anymore." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
It's the same fucking thing.
It
If you don't
literally-
like where
yeah.
you live, fucking move somewhere else. You don't need to be a
well, and
snooty ass
it
little
just shows
shit.
like the white
Mhm.
supremacy of everything, where it's like, well, I don't care that these people lived here before me because I'm the one that's here now. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
And then he
like,
said something else like, "Oh, these families go back for generations. Don't all families go back generations? Not like these families." Yeah, they fucking do.
yeah,
Yeah.
So Goebel finds out that Mike basically talked on
fucked up.
like,
He was like,
all
"Fuck
of this.
you."
He's like, "Fuck you, guy."
yeah,
He was trying to talk him down so that he could have him continue to do what he was doing. And he's like, "No, fuck you. Just give me my money and I'm done. I'm quitting, blah, 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 all this
Mhm.
stuff." Goebel's like, "No, I'm not going to give you your money. You owe me on the truck and you owe me favors and this and that." And fucking Mike's like, "I will tell everyone who will listen that you sucked my dick in the 4th grade." And
he was like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." He was so gaslighty.
he was very gaslighty, but did he give him the fucking money? Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did.
yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
he did. Because I think he figured out pretty quick that Mike wasn't joking around. And
But
that
the
he was
fact
gonna
that
get
he never.
it. He never did.
And there was
admit
even
it.
like a neighbor that came out and was like, "What?" And the guy and Doug was like, "I don't know what he's talking about."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like the rain was picking up force, starting to blow in slantwise. "This is bullshit," I hollered. "You sucked my dick, you crazy fuck." Goebel just kept walking. A little old lady on the second floor opened her window and peered out to see what all the shouting was about. "Your neighbor, Doug Goebel, likes to suck dick!" I yelled up to her, "and he doesn't want anyone to know about it!"
Yep.
Doug stopped his forward progress just long enough to give the old lady a wave and a bemused shrug before she shut the window and abruptly lowered the blinds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
He
a
can't hide
pretty
it forever.
entertaining thing.
That was the funniest. I was like,
He's a turd.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Doug
Yeah.
likes to suck dick!
I
Yeah.
loved it.
That was his like, "I am done with this.
Yeah, he's just
You
like
know?
freaking the fuck out. And I'm
Good
like,
for him.
good. Yep, good for him.
So he ends up going to a protest at Walmart with Andrew.
Well, because he had just come out of like applying for a job, and
Yeah, that's like applying for a job at Walmart, and he's like, he saw Andrew, he's like, well, sure. I mean, I just applied for a job here, but what else?
He's like, I'm not gonna get it anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. And he ends up running into Nick, and Nick's basically like, what are you doing here? Like protesting with all these people, you know, blah blah blah. Kind of give him shit for things, and he also comes into an interaction with the cop that pulled him over, which he called the Jar Jar Binks cop because he said that he looked like Jar Jar Binks.
Yes,
and I'm like, that is a description,
right?
I know exactly the kind of white ass man that you're talking about.
Oh,
Droopy
yeah.
ass white ass man face. Yes. And he basically was like, you guys need to get out of here.
Yeah.
You go on and get.
Go on, get. So then Mike goes to Andrew's apartment, and I think they have dinner or something, and there's just a really interesting interaction with them at Andrew's apartment. He's kind of looking at like his walls, and Andrew has all these like lists of to-dos on his walls that he wants to do. Not like I need to do this right now on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like aspirational to-dos.
Yeah.
Which
He's
I thought
got like
was
a
really
lot of
cute.
motivational posters and stuff.
Yeah, it's like motivational
Love.
things, which was really cute.
Things he wants to be better about.
And I think before they actually go to his apartment, I think they go to like a grocery store, not like a Whole Foods, but like a fancier whole like place. And Andrew gets all these groceries, and he
Like
makes
a
them
natural
some food.
grocers.
Yeah, and Mike's like, I never could have afforded this kind of like tofu or whatever he made.
Yeah.
So he made them dinner, and they just hung out at their apartment, and they start talking to each other about things. And I think about their like. He ends up talking about his dad, doesn't he? Does Mike?
Yeah, because it was fucked up.
Yeah, so he tells him a story about his dad.
About when he took him to Disneyland.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, this was a funny story. And Andrew's like, that's not funny. That's
at all.
fucked up, you know? And I think that's when he's like, oh, you're right. That is fucked up, you know?
Well, because I think most people would kind of laugh it off.
Yeah.
And
he was shrugging it off, and Andrew's like, no, you don't need to shrug that off. That's not cool.
It's like whenever you tell a story that you think is funny because you've been traumatized so many times, and then everybody around you's like,
wait a second. Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, hearing it out loud, yeah, that's pretty fucked up, I guess, that I experienced that. Like, if somebody else told me this story, I'd be like, wow, that's really fucked up, friend.
Yeah.
But it's coming from my mouth and my experience, so it doesn't bother me as much because I've told this story 1,000 times and people just laugh uncomfortably.
Yep. So he's like, oh, wait, this person's actually listening to what is going on in my life in a way that a perspective that I've never heard of before.
Well, they kind of share with each other because like Andrew apparently does not have a good relationship with his parents.
Yeah.
No, it was really sad.
It was sad.
Mike says, I'm sorry, was all I could think of. And that's when Andrew did a very unexpected thing, something that made me a little uncomfortable. He clasped my hand in his own and he squeezed it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. That's cute.
I think
they're starting to bond.
They are, and I think it might have been uncomfortable for him too, not just because of like potential implication, but like I think he
really hasn't had any like physical, emotional
connection
like that. Yeah, I think that's why it was uncomfortable.
I think it was too. It's like the first time that you start like having an emotional connection with anyone.
Well, especially when you're like a man and it's happening with a man and you are not aware of your own sexuality and whatnot. Because it's like, well, society tells me that this is weird. But how do I actually feel about it? I'm not sure.
So they go to another protest at a pet store.
This one was...
I was like, Andrew, come on down.
I was like overzealous much.
I was like, bro. Because, like, I don't remember. It was about, like, neglect and abuse and stuff. And there's a kid that comes up and asks them what's going on. And Andrew's like, did you know that they're murdering gerbils or something? It was like, really intense with this kid. Be like, there are fucking things up here.
This was, like, very cartoony in my head, this whole entire situation. I was like,
hold on. Because it was like,
It was like, oh my gosh, Andrew, stop.
Let me
Yeah.
find it because it was like
It's page 230.
it's
or
254 to
253,
255.
Yeah.
I feel like Mike was like, uh-oh.
He's like,
So this kid comes up and he's like, Mike's like, where's your mommy and daddy? My daddy's in Pensacola with that whore Loretta, she said. And my mommy is at TJ Maxx. Does she know where you are? She lets me wait at the pet store. What's your name, sweetie? Said Andrew. Waverly, she said. Well, Waverly, you don't want to wait at this particular pet store because they get their puppies from a puppy mill.
Mhm.
What's a puppy mill? Waverly asked.
Mhm.
A puppy mill is a terrible place, said Andrew. It's a place where little puppies die of neglect and starvation. That's enough.
Yeah.
Right there is
She goes,
enough.
Oh, and he keeps
visibly
on
unnerved.
going.
And he says, and it said, in my opinion, Waverly didn't need any more convincing. I think she was ready to boycott the whole place. I really do. But Andrew was too impassioned to notice, and I really couldn't blame him. Finally, somebody was listening. This is how you made change happen. Some puppy mills, he explained, are littered with piles of dead, partially eaten dogs,
Oh my God.
stuffed in corners and hanging from rafters. And in some puppy mills, starving adult dogs eat their newborn puppies. So then Waverly's face muscles start twitching and her chin begins to quiver, and Mike nudges Andrew, but he just doesn't notice. Waverly starts hyperventilating. Andrew was on fire. When the females are no longer fertile, they're left to starve and their bodies are fed to, I would describe it as a screech, the
Yeah.
sound Waverly made,
Yep.
or maybe a part screech, part squeal. Have you ever stepped on a puppy's tail like that? But sustained, really sustained. It was goddamn unsettling.
Yeah.
And so everybody starts freaking
Coming
the
out.
fuck
But, like,
out.
but not her mom. They had to like find
Yeah.
her mom.
Yeah, they
and
had to go
Maxx.
to TJ Maxx to
But
get
she was
her.
like traumatized by this whole thing.
Yeah, but and then like the mom
Poor
comes
little
out
Waverly.
and is like, honestly, she seemed to be the least concerned party involved until
Yep.
she recognized the opportunity to make herself the center of attention.
Uh-huh.
Whereupon she yelled at Andrew and me, calling us freaks and molesters.
She said we were no better than fucking Clint and that dirty whore Loretta down in Florida. But apparently her outrage wasn't very convincing. Even the sketcher cut us some slack.
That ski should not be a mom, yo.
Yeah, there's
he
some
said.
random dude that was like, bro, that girl's whack.
Yeah.
He gets approached by Tino because Tina's like, hey, I have an idea. So he basically invites him out to like lunch.
Mhm.
And he's basically like, why don't we do our own landscaping thing? Because a lot of the clients from our old boss are like not with them anymore because he's an
sucks.
asshole. So why don't we snag those clients and do our own landscaping thing? And they have this whole conversation about it. And Tina's like, why don't we call it, I forget what he even said.
T&M.
Mhm.
T&M, Tino and
Miguel.
Michael. Miguel, yeah. And Michael's like, stop calling me Miguel.
Yeah.
And he's like, we could even make it Michael and Tino. And Mike's like, no, we could do Tino and Michael. And like the way that they're bartering is funny because basically Tino's like, I'll give you 50-50 of the business. And Mike's like, why don't we do like 40-60 or
50,
whatever.
45.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
keeps on lowering his stake of it. And Tino's like, that's not how you bargain. And he's like, no, but I want to, like, I kind of like Mike for that because he's like,
Yeah.
hey, you're giving me this opportunity. Why don't you take the bigger half of it? You
And
know?
he's like, and you're sending, all your money basically back to your family. And
exactly.
He
Yeah.
knew that he
Yeah.
missed his family, and
Exactly.
he was
Yeah.
doing something, trying to be nice.
So I really like Mike for that because he's like
I understand.
bargaining, but the opposite way than you that you're supposed to.
Yeah, he's terrible bargainer.
Yeah.
He is,
Yeah.
but also like it was for the right reason.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So then he goes on a little dinner with Andrew celebration.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
hey! And Andrew's like, I'm going to treat you. We're going to go to a fancy restaurant.
Which, honestly, I feel like Andrew's been trying to woo him
He's been treating him.
for a while because
Yeah.
he makes nice dinners for him. He buys things like food and drinks and stuff for him.
Yeah.
And he
But
never...
without expectation.
Yes.
No, without a yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Which is very wooing
Yeah.
in the long run. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you for buying me things without expecting anything in return for
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Because
exactly.
I don't think he...
He just likes his presence there.
He does, and I think maybe he thinks he might know if he's gay or not, but he isn't entirely sure because
He's trying to test the waters, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and I
Little
also
bit.
don't think that. I mean, he hasn't come out blatantly to Mike either, so
No.
it's kind of like
He hasn't, but I felt like
if you
it's
read
been more
between the
obvious
lines, you could
with
tell.
Andrew.
Like at this point,
Yeah.
I knew, but I don't think Mike.
Especially
little oblivious.
after what's happening.
Yeah, they end up going to a fancy dinner that Andrew treated Mike to, and who does he spot at the dinner?
Remy.
Yes.
But he doesn't really want to go over to see her.
He
Like
does
the whole
not.
time, like Andrew realizes that, like she sees Mike.
Because she's working there.
Yeah. And Mike sees her, and Andrew recognizes that they both know each other. So he's like, why don't you go over and say hi? And he basically is like, just go over and say hi. And Mike's like the whole time, like, I don't really want to. Which, again, I'm like, okay, if you don't really want to, then there's a thing going on
Yeah.
here. You could tell. So he goes over and kind of talks to her a little bit, but it's not really anything.
Yeah, she's like, you can sit next to me, and he's like, I'm hanging out over there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
He's like,
thanks.
I got someone to be with, so I don't. And he was like, I could invite her over, but then I don't want her to be I don't want Andrew or her to be the third wheel, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
he's like, it would be awkward. You could tell that he just wants to spend time with Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
he
she-
ends up going back
Which
to
I thought
Andrew.
was really cute.
She was like, buy
Yeah.
you a drink? I've got one. I said, nodding toward Andrew, sitting solo with 2 beers. Oh, right, she said. So,
Mhm.
like, he didn't even want to entertain, like, them just having a conversation.
So they end up doing the dinner, and then I think they go to, like, the lake front or something like that. They're, like, sitting somewhere outside, I
On
think.
swings.
On the swings.
Yeah.
Andrew's lip gets caught in his braces or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets a cut on his lip.
Yeah. And so Mike just goes to like brush away the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start kissing.
Yeah.
They start kissing a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was really cute. But also I was like, ew, blood. But also
I know, that was what I thought. I was like,
I was like, unsanitary.
well,
that was
when
me
I-
too. I was like, that's unsanitary.
When I read that, I was like, this is gross, but also very like appropriate for people those age with like braces and like just awkwardness. You know, it's like just
Mhm.
go for it, you know. So he goes back to Andrew's house and they spend the night together. And I thought it was really cute because the next day, Mike made his own list.
Yes.
Yes.
Andrew said, let's make you a list. And so we made a list, things to do. 1, get bonded. 2, get licensed. 3, move out. And we made another list, places to go. 1, New Zealand. 2, Disneyland. 3, dentist. I love that the dentist was the last
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
And we made more lists, books to read, skills to learn, tools to develop. And it seemed like the more lists we made, the bigger my life felt by extension and the more possibilities that seemed to be out there for old Mike Muniz. So he ended up spending like another day at his apartment because he was kind of like, at some point I need to go home to my family and tell them what's going on.
Yeah, but he was
He's kind
afraid.
of ignoring it, you know?
Yeah.
And so he's going through this whole thing about how to tell his mom and everybody. So then he does end up going home.
Yes.
And I really liked the interaction he had with
Everyone.
well,
Yeah.
everyone, like Freddie and his mom
Yes.
were like the best. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So
It was very typical Freddie and very typical. I really like his mom's reaction.
Yeah.
So who did he come out to first?
Freddie.
Freddie.
Which
Yeah.
was so fucking funny to
Yeah, I
me.
thought
Yeah.
he came out to Freddie first.
Because it was like the whole book, he almost hated Freddie until about maybe 3/4 through. He was like, oh, actually, Freddie's a pretty good fucking guy.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I really like Freddie.
I love Freddie. I did not like Freddie at first, and I loved Freddie. by the
I
end of
just,
Mhm.
he always just amused me. So,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
amusing.
Yeah.
He
Like,
gave
he doesn't-
terrible advice.
He doesn't come off as a very emotionally cognizant person, but I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, wear this naked lady tie to this fancy event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Like,
basically,
fucking bad advice.
he waltzes in and Freddie's like cooking some eggs, and he basically like, I'm gay, you know, and he pursed his lips thoughtfully, considering the information for a few seconds as his fried egg shimmied in the pan. Are you telling me you are? Yeah. He said. Didn't see that one coming. Removing the skillet from the burner, he clapped me on the shoulder. Look at the bright side. At least you ain't black. And that was
that's
his
all.
reaction.
That's it.
Yeah. It
I
was
was
so
like,
very
okay.
nice.
Oh, that is a very Freddie reaction.
Yeah, and I thought that was so funny.
I did
Yeah.
too. It was very chill. Like, okay, and
And then his mom was in the bathroom cleaning or something. And so he's kind of talking to her. And he's kind of trying to get the words out. And she's like, what do you want? Like, he's like, I want to tell you something. And she's like, what? And he's like, I want to tell you. And she's like, what? Like, tell me what you want to say. 'Cause
What's
she's
wrong?
like freaking out because he's like not telling her what. She's like thinking it's going to be something like really big news. I've got some news, I told her. I'm going into business with Tino. That's wonderful, she said. Good for you, sweetie. I'm going to be my own boss. Lucky you. Yeah, I said. I let the silence settle in again until only sound was squeaking of her towel on the mirror. Mom, maybe you ought to sit down, I said at last. She paused in her scrubbing. Michael, what's wrong? Well, it turns out that what? Mom, I'm gay. Visibly relieved, she resumed, scrubbing the mirror. Oh, thank God, I thought you had a tumor.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that.
And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, I kind of knew.
Didn't you?
I kind of
Yeah.
had a vibe, you know?
She's like, yeah.
So I love both the reactions because it's like so like not dismissive, but nonchalant at the same time, you know? It's just like, oh.
But I loved the quote at the very end of that too.
Yeah.
From Mom. Is he's basically like, well, now I feel stupid that you knew and I didn't, kind of thing. And she said, well, why should you feel stupid? If we're lucky, Michael, we grow into ourselves. Without looking, she threw the wad of paper towel toward the wastebasket and banked it in. That makes you lucky, she said.
I did like that a lot too.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked that his family was so supportive of him.
Yeah.
Because we know that doesn't always go that way.
Yep. Okay, so then we get to him telling Nick
Yes.
that he's gay. Let's talk about that.
They went back out to tequilas and were having a pitcher of beer, playing the darts.
Yes, doing the bro stuff.
Yes. And they're just talking, and then all of a sudden, he's just like, I'm gay.
I announced.
Yeah.
That's probably how I'd do it too. I'd be like, by the way, I'm gay. Gay as fuck now.
And it's like he has to, like, actually make Nick convinced that he's gay.
Well, because Nick talks in sarcasm.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, seriously.
But then he's finally like, yeah, sure, okay. And then he's like, it's really no big deal. But he had to keep insisting that it was.
It's really no big deal. It kind of is a big deal.
Considering.
Yeah.
What does that fucking mean?
Yeah.
What? And he's like, I'm your best friend for like how many years? And suddenly you're gay and I'm just now hearing about it.
It must be because of me. You're gay because of me. I'm gay.
And then so he was just like, let's just play some darts. And so he lost and
Yep.
he just was like, well, I gotta go. And then just left.
Didn't really talk to him about
Yeah.
it. Yep. I think the reason why I'm so infuriated with Nick's reaction is he made it about himself when it was not about
wasn't
himself
about
at all.
him.
It's like,
Yeah.
this is making you feel uncomfortable, so you're going to run away from it, even though this is nothing about you. This is about Mike.
Also, P.S., how uncomfortable is Mike probably telling? Like,
Yeah.
How uncomfortable
And
is
he's doing
it?
it so
seems to me?
straightforward. And the fact that he wants to tell you means that he cares about you and wants your friendship to still be a thing. So he's telling you about it to try to continue your friendship.
Yes.
And then
to,
you
like,
run away
let you
from
know
it.
how you, you know.
Pisses me off. So, speaking of Nick, he ends up inviting Mike out for like a little, watching the game
Sports
at a bar
ball.
thing. Which I was like, oh, that's cool that like Nick's actually inviting him out. And Mike's like, hey, could Andrew come? And he's like, oh, I mean, sure, maybe. Yeah, sure. You know, he kind of was like, whatever. But Andrew was like, no, why don't you just go with Nick? Because I think he sensed that, like, Mike needed his own time with Nick. So he's like, no, just go with him by yourself.
Yeah.
But I do like that Nick actually was like, but they never talk about it. He's just like, okay, yeah, I guess I accept you as you. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's like an unsaid thing.
How very man-like.
Very man-like, yes. Let's just drink beer and play darts and watch the game.
Yeah, but then like the thing at the end is so stupid.
That's why that's called Baby Steps, though.
Yes.
That chapter's called Baby Steps. Because, like, oh, well, he actually is making an effort to still be
I mean,
your friend, I guess.
I think the overall point is like growth of any kind is still growth, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And I mean, Nick is still very unlikable and he's
Idiotic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a small little baby, tiny itsy bitsy redemption, but very
Yeah,
barely.
Itsy bitsy. Yeah, I still don't like him.
I
mean,
still
he's
don't like
literally
him.
there for the plot.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
He says, sucking dick is dumb. Dicks are dirty, dude. Really dirty. Mine sure is.
ew.
Well, maybe you ought to wash it.
His probably is.
Ugh, can we not talk about my dick? You brought it up.
Like,
Like,
it's like, dude, stop.
just,
I'm not homo, you're homo.
Right.
It's like, fuck you, dude.
It's like, just promise me you won't get a sex change, Michael. And he's like, I'm gay, Nick, not transgender.
But also, if he was, it would be okay. Fuck you.
yeah,
Yes.
that's his own
Yeah.
life.
I thought this was cute that everyone kind of helps out with starting Mike's business. Like, Freddie kind of talks to him. He's like, hey, I got some money to help you.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cute because Mike's like, I didn't know you had any money. He's like, I didn't move into the shed because I needed money. I have like a safety net. I moved into the shed because I wanted to get with your mom, basically. is what
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I needed the money.
It's like
So
it was a plot. for
Yeah.
him.
So he gave him like a down payment for things, and
was
Andrew
really
helped out with a
cute.
lot of things, and his mom helped out with a lot of things, which was
Mhm.
really cute. So then we come full circle to the first chapter. What
Yes.
happens in the last chapter? They go to Disneyland
As a family.
Yeah, which I thought was so cute. They saved up money and they all went to Disneyland with the people that he would have wanted to go with in the first place instead of
Right.
his deadbeat dad.
His mom and Freddie and Nate and Andrew.
Yeah, I really like the family dynamic.
Yeah.
Like,
I do
I really
too.
was like, dude, I hope Freddie and his mom stay together because I really like them.
I did too.
And he's really good with Nate.
Yeah.
And Andrew's cute with his little braces. Well, with that, do you want me to dip into my little media adaptation portion?
yes, please, go ahead.
So there is not a movie about Lawn Boy, but Amber did mention there is another book that he did that does have a adaptation. So check
The
that one out.
Fundamentals of Caring.
That one.
If you didn't remember the
With
20 times I said it.
Rudd.
With Paul
And
Rudd.
Selena Gomez.
And
The
Selena
vampire.
Gomez.
I have no idea what it's about. But
And another
sounds
actor that I
lovely.
don't fucking remember.
Ah.
But it's adorable.
I did not have a movie, but I did want to recommend a podcast that I found that I wanted to shout out. It's called the Mexican Podcast with M and the C. What's it called?
Capitalized.
Capitalized. I was like doing a thumbs up.
I was like,
I was like,
Mexican.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The big kind.
Yes.
is that? I was
The
The
like,
big
the
M
C.
and the big C.
Mexican. And it was distributed by the Mexican Cultural Center of DuPage, which is a county outside of Chicago. It's like kind of outside of Chicago. So I'm going to read the synopsis of the podcast from Spotify. It says, this is a Latinx culture podcast about Mexican and Mexican-American history, folklore, traditions, and art. We hang out with artists, historians, curators, and leaders who come from the rich heritage of Mexico. We discuss history, destinations, tales and legends, art, gastronomy, initiatives, and movements. We provide a welcoming space for artists of different genres to promote their skills and talents. Our mission is to promote Mexican and Mexican-American culture, traditions, art, history, breakdown, misconceptions, empower young Latinos, and embrace biculturalism and bilingualism in America. So the reason why I wanted to listen to this one in the first place is because I know that he's a fictional character, but
Mhm.
Mike's, you know, kind of Mexican background he didn't really want to be a part of, which I get because his dad was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I get that. But at the same time, one of the hosts of this show, one of the host is Angie Nieto, but one of the other producers of this show, which was one of the first guests, her name's Sarah Phelan. She is of half Mexican, half white descent, but she was adopted by a white family, so she didn't really know her Mexican family until she was older, and she got in touch with her cultural side later in life. And so she's a part of this whole cultural center. And so the whole point of this podcast is to just give information and resources for people that want to learn more about their culture. So I was like, you know what? If Mike was an actual person, I feel like he would appreciate this podcast, because even if he didn't, he wouldn't be forced to learn about his heritage, but if he wanted to learn more about his Mexican heritage, this could be a good way into doing it, because I listened to, it ran from April 9th, 2021 to August 15th, 2022, so not for that long. But the Cultural Center's still around and very prominent and stuff. But I learned a lot from the 12 episodes that I listened to, and I just thought it was a good resource for people that want to learn more about their culture if they if they have a Mexican heritage in their family and don't really know anything about it,
Yeah.
So
that's neat.
And I learned some things. And they interview people from I don't know, they interviewed this one chick that's 18 years old that does this artistic horse riding. These girls that ride these horses all with dresses and things. I had never heard of it. And then they interviewed another person that's doing all this stuff in Chicago about Mexican heritage and stuff like that. So
that's really cool.
It's a variety of things. So I thought it would be a good thing to shout out. And I will include the podcast and the website for the Mexican Cultural Center of DePage on our resources page.
Lovely.
But that's all I got, because there's no movie. So yeah, I enjoyed Lawn Boy. Check out Mexican Podcast. It's a good one. And yeah, what would you rate the book?
4 out of 5 for me.
I would say probably a 3. I like it. It was very simplistic in writing, so it wasn't necessarily writing that changed my life.
Yeah.
And the topic, it was a satisfying read, I guess, but it wasn't necessarily again life changing. So I'd say 3.
I'm gonna say a 3 too, because I'm with you. I didn't mind when I was reading it, I didn't really like the writing as much, but then looking back on it, I'm like, oh well, he's writing it as a young 20-year-old dude. Yeah, and it's funny. So I think it captured the personality of the guy, but I'm also I wasn't I only highlighted a few quotes in this compared to some other books where it's literally I'm oh my gosh, highlighting all the quotes. So
honestly, half the things I highlighted, it was just because it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say 3 out of 5. All right. Well, until next time, keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.
Goodbye.
Audio engineering, logo creation, and social media content was produced by Lauren Ranney with Ranney Film and Video. Stock music tracks have been provided by Adobe Stock. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast, where you can dive into more details about the books, authors, and movies we cover. All episodes can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Google, YouTube, and other streaming services, as well as our website, liquorliteraturepodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.